Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21 12670. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, December 1st. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 63. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Hope you are having a wonderful December 1st, 2022. That's right. It is finally the first day of the last month of the year. It is also the second to last day before LSU will head to Atlanta and try to win an SEC champion, try to become the first three-loss SEC champion since, LSU back in 2001. Here 20 years later, looking to effect a similar upset. A lot of the Guarantee crew is already down there. The rest will be traveling today. I know, Jake, you're getting ready to fly out, Matt as well. So just know that everybody at 104.5 ESPN is going to be bringing you all of the boots on the ground SEC championship coverage of your little Tiger heart can desire, as LSU looks to take on Georgia, looks to wash away the bad taste from last week, and looks to get a championship. Now, kind of interestingly, Jake, I think it's a championship that Georgia hasn't really won in a while either. Because obviously last year, yes, they finally end up winning the national championship, but that's after losing to Alabama in Atlanta. In fact, I read, only two players on their roster, Staquavius being one of them, have an SEC championship, and it's from a year in which they were redshirting.
Yeah, 2017.
2017. So even Georgia has a little extra motivation this year trying to prove, because a lot of people said on this Georgia team that it wasn't going to be good as last year's team. And, in many ways, I don't think that it is quite as good, but they do have a chance to do last year's team one better. If they can win this game, win the SEC, and then maybe go to the playoffs and win those. So ample motivation for both sides. I want to talk a lot of SEC championship today. Obviously, we'll talk to our guy, Chef Michael Johnson. He's already down there in Atlanta with the team, getting them ready. We'll see exactly what goes on to getting ready for a championship weekend. Wonderful, frigid weather outside to kick off this December 1st Christmas season. And 12-team playoff is finally here. Let's go, dude. The Rose Bowl finally relented, and by 2024, we will be done with this 4-team madness, and we will start to get the wonderful expanded playoff that I think will be a huge boon for college football. Jake, what's going on, man? How you feeling today?
Feeling good. Happy birthday to my man Knox Hester, by the way. Turns 11 years old today. Sadly, I have to go to Atlanta today, so won't be able to celebrate, but he's going to the movies with his friends. Probably not going to miss Dad too much,
Nice.
But shout out to our guy Knox. Georgia, by the way, has lost 5 SEC championship games since 2011.
Damn.
Yeah, they
Ironic,
lost in
considering they're playing in their home stadium.
They lost
basically.
in 11, 12, 18, 19, and 21. So if you came in as a freshman in 2018, You've lost 3 SEC championship games.
I mean, credit to them for playing in that many to be able to lose. Yeah. But, yeah, that is kind of a wild stat. Well, how many is it, you said?
They've lost 5 since 2011, won that one in 2017. They've lost 3 of the last 4.
Well, you know what sounds even better than that? Losing 6. Losing 4 of the last 5. And if LSU is going to do that, if LSU is going to beat Georgia somehow, which it feels like, like I said yesterday, I'd say if you pay this game 10 times, there's maybe two times where LSU finds a way and kind of things break their way in order for them to win the game. So what are some of the key questions, Jake, that you think that have to be answered here for LSU to hold up against Georgia? Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. When you look at LSU's defense, for the most part this year, the rush defense has been excellent, right? When you look at shutting down Ole Miss and Judkins, you look at shutting down Arkansas, LSU's gone against really good rushing teams, and for the most part, they've shut them down.
Yep. It
was not the case against A-Chain and A&M last week, who, granted, aren't really good rushing team. But I guess the question is that game the exception rather than the rule? Like, can LSU's D-line, do you expect them to be able to hold up against that Georgia O-line and McConkey and company?
It's not a question of can they hold up, can they be disciplined is my question. Because I went and looked and we watched the tape, and they didn't get pushed around against Texas A&M. We talked about it on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day that was. The gap integrity was just not there. And when you do that, it makes it easier on the running back. You're playing half a man instead of the full man. We talked about that. So, like, for me, it's not about the push that you can get there. It's just playing sound football, which you've done in every game outside of that one. Now, was it because of the old school nature of the offense? And I'm not trying to be funny. Was that it? Was it because they lined up different? Because you had different guys coming at you. You had a fullback coming at you if you're a linebacker instead of a guard. Because it's hard to explain that one. It's hard to explain for a defense that has been so well coached, that has been so well disciplined, to not be it for a full 4 quarters. Right?
Yeah,
we might have seen it for a half. A first half, certainly, you make adjustments. It never got fixed in this game. And then it was 19 missed tackles I looked up on Tuesday. That number's gone up, reviewing the film, to 21.
Damn.
The second closest, or the next closest to that, the second most in the season, was 12 against Tennessee. So you go from 12 to 21 missed tackles against A&M.
So they just really, they just really came in half step, and they just came in wrong. Mentally, physically, were not ready, got hit in the jaw, and for the first time this year, did not respond well to getting hit in the jaw. But that's okay. So I don't hate all of this, though, Jake.
It wasn't a toughness thing. I don't think it was a toughness thing. I think it was more.
You don't think it was a toughness thing at all?
I don't think it was a tough. I really don't.
The first drive was pretty tough.
I don't think it was a toughness thing as far as like they were the weaker opponent. I truly think, and you go back and you watch the tape, and maybe we can get some clips up here today. Again, I know we're limited there. I'll show you what I'm talking about, because when you're playing linebacker, when you're playing safety, and you over pursue and you give only half your body to the running back, I'm going to take advantage of that every single time. So it's not like you weren't trying to not be physical. You just over pursued, stopped, and I'm taking half of your body opposed to the full thing when you're standing in the hole. And so, yes, I'm going to run and have success and drag you 3 yards because you have poor technique. So that's why I'm saying I don't think it was a toughness thing. I think it's because you didn't do what the assignment told you to do, and then it became easier for the running back.
So that's one question, right? I don't hate that then, Jake, because talking this out, it sounds like you're saying that you would probably lean towards last week being the exception, not the rule, and that you wouldn't expect a repeat performance, and I'm inclined to agree, right?
Because we've seen, like, when you look at the top rushing offenses in the SEC, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Florida, Auburn, like you had success against those teams running the football. Like Georgia is, they're 6th in the SEC, right? Now they average 5.5 yards per carry, but all those teams I listed do outside of Arkansas. And so they're a team that's good at running the football, but it's not the point of emphasis like it is in other places that you had success against. So that's why I'm thinking, no, this wasn't who they are. And by the way, Texas A&M's like 11th in rushing in the SEC. So for me, when I see that, when I watch the tape, when my eyes tell me one story and the stats back it up, Like, I do think that was a one-off, and I think it's one of those situations where Georgia's going to try to do the same exact thing because they know that they can do it 2 times better than Texas A&M just did.
Yeah.
And you've got to show early in the game that you have it fixed.
There is one interesting part about this Georgia team, Jake, that you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe has been represented anywhere else in this schedule, and that is quite simply the tight end group, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about having to find somebody to guard Brock Bowers, having to deal with the guarding and just not getting physically swallowed by Darnell Washington, who looks as if he is just a marble block that has become a humanoid and plays football. I mean, he is so damn big looking. But I mean, you think about the SEC this year, right? I don't know. There's been no Kyle Pitts. Like when LSU has played, everybody they played this season, I don't remember ever highlighting that position group. So
Right.
I think that Georgia is going to test you in some ways you haven't been tested yet. And from playing in the NFL, a league where, the tight end mismatch is much more taken advantage of and has been for the past like 20 years. How do you stop great tight end play? Like what Georgia's going to be bringing to bear? Like, is that going to be on Baskerville and coming to guard him? Is it going to be on like Major Burns and the safeties? Like who is going to have to try to guard Brock Bowers?
It's the story of the game for LSU, in my opinion, because Brock Bowers is somebody that he's a tight end with receiver skills, but he also has the physicality in his routes of a tight end, right? He's leaning on that defender. He's pushing off with his shoulders, which is completely legal, and he finds space and gets himself open. That's why he has almost 700 yards receiving on the year. I don't know how you view him. Do you treat him like a receiver like you're talking about and put a safety on him? Do you treat him like a tight end? Is it going to be a backer? I don't love linebackers against Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
And LSU's got some very, very talented ones. Michael Baskerville is a very athletic linebacker. Harold Perkins, coverage is not the thing he does best.
No.
So I don't know. I personally, if I'm game planning, I'm probably treating him more like a receiver. Darnell Washington is the tight end.
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
Like, in my opinion, Brock Bowers in the passing game can beat you more than if you tried to treat him like something else and they had some success running the football because you went a little bit smaller. I'd rather go smaller and they just methodically beat me with the run game than hitting shots over the top of Brock Bowers.
Underneath you. I mean, the same thing that A&M did to LSU when LSU was on offense. They didn't allow them any chunk plays. Force them to play underneath you, and eventually these drives will stall out. So that's definitely a unique challenge they're going to face this game. You think that Perkins? I mean, I do like this matchup. I know that last week A&M did a good job of shutting him down, but Staquavius has made a lot of hay this season using his legs. Definitely gets the sneaky athlete tag for sure. And so don't shake your head, Mario. Staquavius Bennett is the very definition of the sneaky athlete.
For sure. I've just heard that 72 times this week.
From who else?
From who? Not us.
Hanny.
Oh,
wow, really?
Ain't us.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so I do like Harold Perkins in that matchup, right? Like Harold Perkins is the best quarterback spy in the country.
Yeah.
We've seen him shut down better guys. That said, Stetson has at times been we'll see, because this is truly the old lion going up against the young cub. Like Stetson's been doing this for when Stetson started college football. Harold Perkins would have been what, 12, 13?
let's see.
Like, it's kind of crazy to
13.
think about. He would have been in 6th grade when Stetson Bennett started playing college football. So let's see if Perkins can swallow him up like he has others.
I remember the first time I noticed Stetson, he came into the 2019 SEC championship game because their quarterback, was it Fromm? Was it Jake Fromm then? Yeah, he went out for a couple of plays, and I'm like, man, they didn't even tailor this poor guy's jersey. I mean, Stetson's jersey was like hitting the middle of his thigh, and that was a long, long time ago, and he's been there, 2 years at that point. So, it's a matchup that you definitely have to pay attention to. You have to respect what he can do. We can throw out all the jokes that we want. I mean, he can run, and he will run. I mean, let's see how many rushing touchdowns he has on the year. 7 rushing touchdowns on the year. So he can run the football, and you've got to have that. So, like, here's the deal. We're trying to match people up. Okay, this person's going to be on Brock Bowers. Harold Perkins is going to be a spy on on Bennett. Like, there's other guys that worry you if you're an LSU fan with the Georgia offense, like Ladd McConkey. Look, regardless of what you think of him, he's a dude.
Yeah.
Like, he is the second leading receiver on this team. He can get open, and he's gotten some juice late.
That's another good point. Yeah, that's crazy. That's the running back. He's the second leading receiver on the team.
No, Ladd McConkey's a little receiver.
Oh, I thought they. Why did I think they? Oh, I'm thinking
McIntosh is the third.
McIntosh. That's what it is.
So
McIntosh
is
is
the third
up there
leading receiver. But to your point, T, McConkey wasn't the second leading receiver until very recently. He's had a stretch of 3 games because it was McIntosh for a bulk of the year.
But that's like a weird thing that Georgia does that LSU hasn't necessarily had to seen as much this year. Like the same way they're going to be bringing tight ends to bear, they throw it to McIntosh a lot.
And that's probably where Baskerville comes into it. Now,
yeah, that makes sense.
But who covers McConkey? McConkey's somebody that can route you up.
Is Jarek Bernard-Converse still
out?
LSU?
I don't know, but LSU needs him to be ready to go in this one. I mean, that defensive backfield, and I get it. I mean, Jay Ward, who is a free safety, who's played nickel, had to move back out to corner for the first time in a very, very long time. So you're starting to try to match people up. Like, is it Jay Ward that's on Ladd McConkey? And, who's going to be that guy? Because that, to me, that's huge. Because Georgia's going to run the football. It's just that's who they are. They're going to have 3-4 guys in there that run the football. It's the back-breaking plays in the passing game that usually take the soul of the opponent. So who are you going to match up with those players? Because till you look at the stats, I mean, there's not just eye-popping stuff that just throws out to you because it is spread amongst so many people.
Yeah.
Like Brock Bowers, 645. Ladd McConkey, 606. McIntosh, 437. Darnell Washington, 403. That's in the receiving game. You go to the rushing totals. McIntosh, 654. Edwards, 604. Milton, 420. Robinson, right at 300. So, I mean, this is a by-committee offense.
It's almost like been the entire SEC in a lot of ways this year. I'm trying to think. I mean, anyway, yes, it's a by-committee offense. They're going to threaten you in many different ways, and what that means is, unlike last week, you like you said, you have to be disciplined here, and Matt House and company are going to be sorely challenged to try to plug all of those holes. Anything else? We've gone long here. Anything else on the matchup when Georgia is on offense?
I would say this, and Brambo in the chat has been bringing it up over the last couple of days, and it's a good point. You made the Heisman Trophy winning Bryce Young look confused for 4 quarters.
Very confused. Under 50% completion percentage.
The only time in his career I've seen him look like that.
Very true.
He was throwing balls into the dirt.
Need to latch on to that. Forget about last week.
Yes, because, and I hate this because the man gets disrespected so much. Like Stetson Bennett is like Bryce Young light, like in what he can do in his skill set, the body frame. Like there's a lot of similarities, just not to the level of Bryce Young's talent.
Yeah.
Come up with that game plan again. Now, the running back situation is different because like Gibbs is a glider and you got some more bigger backs for Georgia. But you confused the Heisman Trophy winner who's never really looked confused for 4 quarters, 4 full quarters. Now, he started to get it there maybe a little bit at the end, but you confused him and made him look human.
Well, and to your point, Jake, I mean, not only are Bryce and Stetson somewhat similar, but like statistically, the receiver situation's kind of similar. The production is spread out. They do use a lot too. Jahmyr Gibbs catches the ball a lot at the backfield. So, and in some ways, Alabama represents some of these same kind of spread out volume numbers that Georgia does.
The Darnell Washington, we hadn't even mentioned that portion of it. What do you do with that behemoth?
He's just so big, dude. He looks like a creative player on NCAA where you just put the size up to the far end of the slider as big and thick as you can be. It's, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Probably your best bet. You're thinking maybe someone who could be a little bit more physical than others. Is it Fouché in that role? He's a bigger safety.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, Gardner's a big body. Now, weight-wise, obviously, he's not, but he is a long body. I mean, that could be somebody that you could use in that situation. Hell, Gardner might be on Brock Bowers. That might be a good matchup for LSU.
Well, okay, so anything else before we flip sides of the ball after the break?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, so that is some of the things to be on the lookout for when Georgia is on offense. What about when Jaden Daniels and the Tiger offense is out there? We'll break it down next here at OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Get it done by joining the G team. That's right, Gordon McKernan. Get Gordon and get it done for all of your personal injury attorney needs. Also, remember, your favorite athletes getting it done on and off the field, thanks to Gordon McKernan. And speaking of off the field, Gordon's annual bike giveaway has started once again, giving away almost 500 bikes to those in need across the state of Louisiana. You just need to follow at Get Gordon on Facebook or Instagram. You can register for that bike at GordonGives.com. That's GordonGives.com. Registration is open till December 12th, so you still have time. Just go follow at Get Gordon on Facebook or Instagram, GordonGives.com, and be entered to win one of those bikes. And just remember, you want to get it done by joining GT.
225-888-8888. Also 318-888-8888. And always online at GetGordon.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Hey, it's Hunt. I'm out Thursday. Mario Jerez piloting the ship. Luke Johnson will join him to talk Saints, maybe some Pels, and of course, he'll get you ready for LSU and Georgia in the SEC Championship game. It's Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 on Thursday, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob, the 2022 LAB Prestige Award winner for Best Sports Radio Show. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Danny is already over there in Atlanta, left yesterday. Others will be going to join as well. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you're in the Bobby Ford YouTube channel, hit the like button, share with your friends, etc., etc. Hope you're having a wonderful beginning to the Christmas season, December 1st. Little cold weather in the air. Feels great outside today. Very holiday-like. And here's to hoping that LSU can kick off the holiday season with a big win. Last segment, we broke down extensively maybe some of the matchups that LSU would have to look to stop when Georgia has the ball. When LSU has the ball, Jake, there is okay, one thing to do if you're trying to look at, okay, how do you beat this team? A great thing to do is to go look at other teams that have either beaten them or performed well against them, right? And unfortunately, when it comes to this Georgia defense, obviously nobody's beaten them, but even in that Mizzou game, which is 26-22, no one has really done anything against this defense this year. I mean, you were talking about the vast majority of teams failing to even reach 300 total yards against this Georgia defense. On the year, they are only giving up 4.49 yards per play. There's no great weakness in terms of just like the rushing versus passing numbers. I do know some of the advanced analytics speak to maybe a defense that can give up chunk passing plays, but again, I don't even really always see how they are arriving there. I don't know what LSU needs to do offensively to figure out this Rubik's Cube, because nobody has done anything offensively to figure out this Rubik's Cube.
At all. I mean, it's
like there's just no success on this on this entire year.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here and I'm going through some of the analytics of it, and you're exactly right. Like everything that you said is factual, and they faced every type of offense. They faced Oregon with Bo Nix, who's put up a lot of points in the Pac-12. They faced South Carolina, who's done something really special over the last couple of weeks. Now, no, it wasn't early in the season. You look at Florida with Anthony Richardson, a little bit different of a quarterback. They had no success. Tennessee, who scored on everybody, and they were at full strength then, did not score on them. They scored 13 points. One of those was very late in the game. Mississippi State, great offense, 19 points. Kentucky, 6 points. There's not a lot of meat on this bone right now to take off.
The scary part about the Tennessee game, Jake, is that is actually outside of Samford. No, it looks like Vanderbilt was a little bit better. They shut down Tennessee more than anyone else.
Yeah.
So, like, at the time that they felt most threatened, they locked in the most, and they held Tennessee to 289 total yards. A Tennessee team that pushes 600 per game, the upper fives. A Tennessee team that has been overwhelming, and they held them to 195 yards passing. They held them to just 94 rush yards, something that Tennessee's also been very good at all season long. 3.85 yards per play. That is, I don't know. I guess, it's just going to take it's going to take the wide receivers maybe winning some battles and you taking some shots that you haven't had all year. Like, I do know this. Looking at this list, what is not going to work is a conservative death by 1,000 cuts approach. Like, you cannot be expected to chip away at this defense and put together multiple long sustained drives to win this game. Like, you are going to have to get chunk yardage. You are going to have to try to find ways to stress this team vertically.
Yeah, I know Florida hit a big one over the top for 70-something yards. I remember that play in Jacksonville. There's a couple of teams that have taken some shots and hit them. I think Missouri had like a 56-yarder. So it can be done, but you have to do it, and you can't be afraid to do it. That's like my biggest key for LSU's offensive attack is you have to play free. If you play conservative, concerned football, like we've seen them do at points this year, you're going to get beat. Because Georgia, and I said it yesterday, they're okay if they win this game 24-10. They're completely fine with that. So they don't they want you to slow down. They want you to be afraid.
Yeah.
They want you to try to do what you're talking about and play and try to get 4 yards a pop instead of hitting a shot. So if you play like you did at times this year, free, loose, not afraid, and take chances, play reckless to a point. Now, I'm not saying to go out there and just throw the ball up for grabs, but reckless to a point.
I kind of am saying maybe you gotta just be willing to bet on your receivers and go throw it up for grabs a bit.
Reckless to a point means if you have a one-on-one matchup, it's good coverage, but you believe in your guy, throw it up. Throw it up, let Brian Thomas see if he can go make a play. He's done it many times this year. Malik Neighbors, go see if he can make a play. That's playing reckless, but also doing it in a way in which the outcome can still benefit you, and it might benefit you more as far as percentages than the other team.
I mean, also, if you're looking for situations in which you can do things that you haven't really put on film all year long, of course, I always think about LSU's defense last year against Alabama coming out of that bye week, and all of a sudden they're running like cover zero and blitzing and something that they just had not put on film. Just balls to the wall kind of deep shot attack. Which again, I don't think you can just like snap your fingers and be like, oh, we can do this now. So I don't know how realistic this is, but that sort of philosophy is something that you have not done all year long. And so if you can somehow get Jaden confident enough to go for this, then it would be something that, if nothing else, Georgia hasn't really been able to prepare for. But again, all these are very big ifs. But that's the point. You're 17.5-point dog. That's a massive, massive underdog. And when you are a massive underdog, there's entire books written about this. The old Malcolm Gladwell, David versus Goliath, Jake. You have to be willing to engage in risky strategies. And you have to be willing to engage in risky strategies that may make the final score worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it could blow up in your face if you do take these shots and you throw picks. But is that not better than just kind of whimpering your way to that 24-10 loss like Jake is talking about? Like, at least know that you went out swinging and you went out being aggressive, trying to give yourself a chance. And that's where I get into gadget plays and going for it on fourth down and just kind of pulling out all the stops and trying to gain any little advantages that you can, and then just hope for luck, right? Luck like 2020 in the swamp, where ball tips around and Jay Ward like somehow pops up on his knees right before he falls out of bounds and ends up with a pick, or a guy throws a shoe. Like that's how these sorts of upsets are affected. I believe LSU was like a 20-point dog that night, weren't they?
20.5.
20.5, exactly. And they had a post-game win expectancy of like 3% or something. And what that means
Joey
is
Galloway laughed in the pregame show when whoever was sitting next to him talked about LSU having a chance or a path to win the game. He started laughing and basically saying the game was over before it started.
Yeah, and that's because a 20.5-point favorite should always win that game 95% of the time. Now, it feels good when you're in that 5%, and that's what LSU is going to look to do. So I wish I could give you more like concrete answers. Like I feel like we did a pretty good job of giving you what LSU needs to do defensively to stop Georgia's offense. But the thing is, we have seen examples of where Georgia's offense has struggled a bit this year. There have been no examples of Georgia's defense struggling in like 2 years, save for Bryce Young and Jameson Williams in the SEC championship last year, where Bryce Young threw for 400. So maybe your best bet is to just try to emulate something like that, which, good luck. Good luck.
So, Florida, as far as yards, had some success. But I do want to say this.
Florida had a little bit of that third quarter. They had a couple drives.
Anthony Richardson had like 270, I think, in that game. I do want to say this about LSU's offense, though. I don't want this to sound like we're talking like this LSU offense can't generate yards and points. This is more respect to the opponent than LSU. This is not because there's been years that LSU has played in a game like this. Certainly when T-Bob and I we're playing there, you're like, oh, man, LSU is just going to, run the ball 3 times, punt it, try to play great defense.
We didn't get a first down in the first half against Georgia in an SEC championship in a game that we still won like 40-something to 10.
You didn't get a first down.
In the first half, we did not get a single first down. The offense was completely broken by the end of 2011. Just completely broken.
Okay, so it's not that situation.
No.
You are 5th in the SEC as far as points per game. All right, so you can put up points. You're averaging 33 points per game. So you can go out there and you can have success. You have to make every play count. And that's I pause to say it because I hate cliches, but you have to. You have to treat each play like it's precious because you want to stay ahead of schedule. The last thing that you want to do is to run the football on first down. It's 2nd and 9 because you got 1 yard, and then you panic, and then you run all these deep routes with a 7-man protection. You get sacked, and all of a sudden now you're looking up, and it's 3rd and 14.
Yeah.
Stay on schedule, give a game plan, and give a situation for your quarterback to get the ball out of his hands because they are coming. They are going to try to take advantage of a young offensive line. And so, the schematics of this game are as important as anything. And you could say, well, that's every game. Sometimes you can line up, and we've seen LSU do it many times the last 20 years, and you can just be a better athlete than the team in front of you. You can't do that in this game. Schematics are going to be as important as anything in this contest.
We'll see. We will see what Denbrock and company can try to come up with. All right, when we get back, let's keep this SEC championship train rolling here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. What in the world is on the television right now? Centralplumbing.org. Look, your one-stop plumbing shop. They've been at it for about 50 years now, y'all. And it's the holiday season, so you probably got family coming to town. My in-laws just got in town for myself. And the worst thing that could possibly happen when everybody comes in is losing access to a bathroom. So remember, Central Plumbing has 24/7 emergency service. So if anything breaks down during this holiday season, just hit up centralplumbing.org or call 925-8552.
Yeah, that would just be a bad situation. Let's call it like it is. But it is the holiday season coming up. We just had a holiday and Thanksgiving, but 24/7 means 24/7. So like T-Bob's talking about, if you've got all this family over and you've got an issue, well, you can give them a call and they can come out and they can fix that issue, and they're not going to surprise you with a huge bill either. 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit. We get it done with passion for our fans and love for our community. We are the Tigers. Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
A third of youth who grow up in foster care are homeless 18 months after aging out of care. But you can rewrite that story. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and
13 in the NFL. Our coverage starts Sunday at 10 a.m. with Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday with Jimmy Ott, immediately followed by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tennessee Titans at noon, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Jesus. Do you want to guess the percentage that Georgia's allowing teams to convert on third down?
With the Jesus before we came on, I'm going to assume it is incredibly low.
26% of the time, the Bulldogs allow their opponent to convert on third down.
Tight.
26%. LSU's at about 40%. Just for reference there. Now, okay, how about this, though? Both elite offensively. Georgia first in the SEC, converting 51% of the time. LSU second in the SEC, converting 48.7%.
There you go.
So they're right at 50% when they are on offense. Jake, anything on these special teams front? I mean, look, you were a special teams captain in the NFL. You love Rich Bisaccia, so you have an appreciation for the Beamer phase of the game. I think that LSU, I think we still think of them as being awful on special teams, and they are still good for kind of one head-scratching play a game. But when it comes to punting and it comes to kicking, like they've actually been, I feel like pretty solid on the year. I really like what Damian Ramos has done this year. Do you think there's any advantage? I mean, Jay Bramblett's actually third in the SEC right now in terms of punt average. So
they're one spot ahead of Georgia in net punt.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So they have that going for them.
What do you think? Kind of a wash there. Anything stand out to you there?
Obviously, like you mentioned, you've been really good as far as field goals, and that was something that was a real worry. You and I were out at training camp, and they were having a battle, and both kickers had a bad day, and we were like, oh man, you're going from Cade York, but they've actually been pretty good in that department. It's the coverage units, though, for me. Like, punting's been great. Field goal, I think you've made 10 of 12, 10 of 13, something around there. Yeah, I mean, your coverage teams have not been good. Yeah. They've been bad in lane integrity. When you're trying to return the ball, you've had multiple penalties as far as holding, blocking them back, that type of situation. And you just, in a game like this, and I don't want this to sound like David versus Goliath. I don't think it's to that point like a lot of people are saying.
17.5 is a lot of points.
I know. If you beat A&M, it's not 17.5, but you didn't. I get all of that. But you can't have penalties like that. Like if you receive the ball, T, and you return it to the 23-yard line and you see a flag, it's like, nope, half the distance. That will in a game like this, you'll lose because of things like that, like backing you up, taking field position away there. So you got to clean it up. I mean, I know we've said it all season long, but it's just like, how many penalties have you had on special teams? I can't remember a year where you've had more penalties on teams. I mean, the Arkansas game, it was like one after the other. Multiple games we could point to. I mean, which game was it where they were offsides on the opening kickoff? It was a home game.
It wasn't Tennessee. What was it? Mississippi State, maybe?
I don't remember which one it was.
Yes, there was.
You started the game offsides on a kickoff.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta clean that up because you feel good about your punter. You feel good about your kicker. Your coverage units are really suspect. You've got to clean all that up, and you've gotten nothing out of the return game.
Nothing.
Like after week 1, when you had Malik Neighbors back there and he muffed a couple, and it got you a little nervous. I understand trying to correct that then and get somebody that's shorthanded in there. I truly do. But like now you have nothing, and then you had Besh had a muff punt as well. You had another playmaker back there, and now it's just like we're going to put somebody back there that's going to catch it. And that's all you have right now. You have no threat, zero threat of returning anything. And then as far as kickoff return, you don't get a lot of chances anymore at returning kickoffs. Most of them go in the end zone. But, like, even that, like, you don't have somebody, like, you have Noah Kane back there because you know Noah Kane's going to catch the ball. He's going to go north and south. He's going to get you to the 25-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, in talking this out and looking more at the numbers, no, it is clear that Georgia has the clear advantage on special teams. In fact, even when it comes to just actual like lineup to kick field goal, Damon Ramos been solid this year, 9 of 12 on the year, great for a true freshman. But Podlesny, the Georgia kicker, currently leading the SEC in both attempts. Well, I guess he's actually second in attempts to Mizzou. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, has 27 attempts on the year. But Podlesny has 25 attempts, 23 makes, Jake. So Georgia has been nearly perfect in that phase of the game. So as you see, you are at a disadvantage in all 3 phases of the game. So just see where you can try to affect this upset. All right, let's go to break, and when we get back, we will close out hour 1. I think we'll get some final thoughts on. I don't know what's going on with my voice, dude. I hate this week of my life. This is just making me so miserable. Close out hour number 1. Final thoughts on the LSU Georgia.
I'm sure that
game.
helped your voice.
And then it actually did. It feels clearer now. And then we'll get some 12-team playoff talk coming at hour 2. We got Munchies and Chef Johnson at 8:30. We got Big Deal, No Big Deal coming up at 9. Just keep it locked right here and Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DonaldSonGlassandBody.com. DGBAuto.com works as well. Your one-stop car shop for all your vehicular needs. Any glass repair, 24/7 towing as well from your friends over there at DGMB. And look, man, we love Donald's Glass and Body. They can help extend the life of your vehicle. And the best part is you can trust them, okay? They're not trying to cheat you. They don't need to, do pointless repairs to charge you more. No. They're fine. They're successful. They are busy enough. They just want to make sure that you are back on the road quickly, efficiently, and that you are satisfied with your customer experience. Go to DonaldSonGlassandBody.com today.
Yeah, you check out the video there. You can see all the different stations that they have because they can do everything for your vehicle over Donaldson Glass and Body. That's how it becomes a one-stop shop because it can be an oil change. It can be new tires. It can be a new windshield. It can be collision repair. Whatever it is, they do it over Donaldson Glass and Body, DGBAuto.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I'm Wheels Up to Atlanta. Musso will host the show. All of our Thursday regulars, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor hanging out with you. Let's see what chat is saying about my voice. Yep, it's me, all quote. I don't know what's going on with my voice. T-Bob every day for the last 3 years. No, chill out, dude. It's not true. Normally, I do know what's going on. What do we got? Carly Woodard says she really wants to take LSU in the points, but LSU has crapped the bed that bad in the past. What would you do, Jake? Are you going to play, or would you? I know you don't bet LSU, but would you play LSU plus the 17.5?
If I was playing, I would.
Okay.
Because the hook's intriguing.
The hook is
I like
intriguing.
the hook. I don't have to buy the hook. It's already sitting there for me.
Okay, and there you go. You go to DraftKings, DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code Baton Rouge for all those excellent sign-up deals. You also got, obviously, the World Cup coming up Saturday morning, which is going to be excellent if you want to gamble on that. NBA, we still got to talk Pelicans from last night. They dominate the Pistons, looking damn good. A little hairy at the end, like kind of randomly, but then Zion shutting the door emphatically. A great night for the Pels, who are currently third in the Western Conference, Jake.
It was the Raptors, right?
What'd I say?
Pistons.
Wow, Pistons? I said Pistons?
Close enough.
Huh.
Color scheme's somewhat similar.
I mean, okay, if we really think about it, the old Piston logo with the Bronco kind of looked like a Raptor, maybe
they need to bring
bit.
back. I know they have a version of it now. Those Grant Hill
Yeah,
teal
that's what
uniforms.
I'm thinking of. That will always be
with,
the
the actual
Pistons to me.
tailpipes. Yeah, and the only thing I think of when I hear Pistons is what What do you think of?
Tommy Moffitt.
Yeah, exactly.
Drive, pass that. Just
I don't think about the
constantly.
basketball team in Detroit. I think about Tommy Moffitt yelling Pistons at us.
People are telling me to drink baking soda and vinegar. Oh, it sounds awful. Get an early lung screening. Whew, too real. Chill out there, dude. What else do we have here? Chicken noodle soup, ginger ale, and some tussin. Did y'all school back in the day, Jake? Did y'all ever go through a Robitussin abuse thing? I remember we had a bunch of kids who I was not old enough. I had not engaged, but like the kids a couple years older than me all got in trouble for a class trip because I guess they were all drinking Robitussin on the buses and just trying to stay awake.
We got in trouble one time because we bused to Moss Point, Mississippi, and we played Moss Point, and so we're driving back after the game, and we stopped at a gas station, and a lot of people bought NyQuil because they're like on a bus, like I want to sleep.
Yeah.
And Evangel got mad that we took NyQuil to sleep on the bus. They thought it was like something, I guess, like that was wrong with us. Like, just trying to get some sleep. Like, it's NyQuil.
Did you try to stay up though, or did you go to sleep?
Oh, I went to sleep.
Okay. You try to stay up on that drowsy. It gets a little weird.
What movies that were like?
It gets a little weird.
Stifler, the actor, he's like they're trying to stay up. Is that roll
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I don't know.
No, it's one of the American Pies, maybe. I don't know.
Go
Same
to
character.
Accutemp of Baton Rouge. Yeah, a lot of Sean William Scott characters can be described as kind of the same character. Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com. Man, American Wedding. When Sean William Scott's having the dance off to get the dancing lessons for his boy. That's one of my favorite scenes ever. Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge today. Your AC heating and electrical needs. Take control of your comfort zone and make sure that you are ready for the changing of the seasons. And look, check out the Star Club membership. Jake, tell the people about the Star Club membership.
Yeah, so I'm a member, T's a member, and what they're going to do is actually, like, you don't even have to call them. They're going to call you. They're going to say, hey, it is time for us to come out and check your unit. And now, as we always tell you, is the perfect time. It was 38 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
By the time you pick your kids up from school, it's going to be 60. Don't shock the system. AccutempBR.com.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, December 1st. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 63. You can follow the rest of today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let me go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, Peter said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB, hour number 2 here. A couple days before the SEC championship. Everybody heading over to Atlanta. So that's the LSU Tigers take on the Georgia Bulldogs. We just broke down the entirety of the game in hour number 1. If you're just joining us, you can always go back and listen to the pod. You can go on YouTube, rewind the video to the beginning of the show if you want to check it out. Make no mistake, it is a tall task for LSU to win this game. But you know what? It was a pretty damn tall task for them to even be in this game in the first place. They had no right winning the West this year, and yet here they are. So in a season full of unexpected success, maybe it happens again this Saturday. We will see how LSU can what they will do against the Bulldogs this weekend. Coming up this hour, I want to start with a celebration as the 12-team playoff is finally here. I want to talk about the Pelicans' domination last night. The fact that the Pelicans are now 13-8. Y'all, 13-8, third in the Western Conference, 7-3 in their last 10 games, the best record in the NBA. Say
I knew that 7-3 was coming.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to come at the beginning. Huh?
There it is. Yeah, you had instead of the first 10, it's the last 10.
That's right.
I guess they played 21. So technically,
whatever.
But you get the point. 13-8, 5 games above 500 for the first time since 2017. The 17-18 season. It came in 18, though. I would love to know when the last time is that they've been 5 games above 500 this early on in the year, right?
Yeah.
Because, sure, there was maybe I don't know, a 38-33 record or something that the Pelicans achieved 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know that I've ever seen them this early starting to separate themselves from the pack. They look excellent, dude. And by the way, we're going to talk to Chef Michael Johnson at 8:30 as well. Let's go ahead and dive into the Pels, though, and then we'll do 12-team playoff now that we're here. They were underdogs last night against the Raptors. They ended up dominating them. What was the score at the end of the first half, Mario?
Let's see.
74-48?
Yeah.
74-48.
That's right.
I mean, clicking on all cylinders. The blender is rocking. And then it got a little sketchy in the fourth quarter where it just, the Pelicans couldn't seem to make a shot. And it was one of those deals where they kept having these kind of, it was almost like every possession, a turnover felt inevitable. And then they were just giving up easy baskets on the other side. And if you've been a longtime Pelicans fan, You've heard Joe Myers have to announce these games before where you watch these leads dwindle in front of your face and you're ready to tear your hair out. And it got down to 11 from 31. It got all the way down to 11, and it did not feel great. And it was at that moment when Zion Williamson stepped up on both sides of the ball, blocking a shot, back-to-back baskets, emphatically closed the door. And it's very funny because being up as much as they had, it was a testament to how sketchy things were starting to feel and how relieved the crowd was. Like, you could feel the crowd going extra crazy when you go up 15, which normally is not the case when you led by 30 all night. But no, it definitely felt like Zion emphatically shutting the door, and it results in a 13-8 Pelicans team, 5 games above 500. Mario, what were your biggest takeaways from last night's game?
Oh, the ball movement was just awesome. Like, CJ, BI, obviously not playing. Unfortunate. Hopefully they're back soon, but they still don't miss a beat. I mean, as a team, you shoot 52% from the field, 28 assists, and just contributions everywhere. Dyson Daniels almost had a triple-double last night, man. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He's a beast on defense, too. This team is really, really deep, and it's kind of unfortunate that some of their best basketball has come when they're not whole. Like, either Zion has been out, BI has been out. I'd like to see those guys eventually mesh together, but great effort last night. Just excellent team basketball.
Yeah, Zion Williamson ends up going for 33, 10, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Dominant from your guy. But I'm glad that you mentioned Dyson Daniels, because when you think about, how do you, in the professional ranks, how do you set up a team for multiple years of success? And it's when you can stack outline draft classes, or in the NFL, maybe it's one great outline draft, right? Like, I think, what is it, the Saints 06 draft? And that's a crazy one where, like, Colston, you got in, like, the 7th round, and and then there's the 2017 draft class where you got Kamara and you got Ramchick and everybody else. And these are drafts that then go on to set you up for like 5 years of relevant professional playoff sports. And the NBA, like, draft picks are not supposed to hit immediately. They're supposed to be projects. They're supposed to take time. So the fact that you had 3 rookies last year, and now you got Dyson Daniels, who arguably right now is like, I don't know, maybe rookie of the year. It is insane what Trajan Langdon in this front office has done.
And you can, so because you do that, like, you can miss BI and CJ for a stretch and win games. Because if you do well in the draft, and like you're talking about, they're still developing, but if they have to play a 3-game stretch where they're more of the guy instead of a piece of it, like, that's how you can go and you can win games. And they've done incredibly well in the draft. Like, even like now, like Jackson Hayes, like, that one's like, you don't really know what to make of that one, maybe because he's not playing DNPs a bunch lately. But like, you hit on Herb. Like, Herb is one of the better defensive players in the entire NBA. So them drafting well has been a huge. I mean, look at Murphy.
Murphy goes for 26 last night.
He's plus 21 in the plus minus.
6 to 12 from 3.
You've drafted extremely well. And, Kyrie Lewis is coming back from ACL. We'll see what he can give you. Him and Jackson Hayes might even be something that can give you some other value if you moved on from them. And so that's what allows you to miss 2 of your stars and still go out there and win a basketball game by, what was it, 18 points last night?
Yeah, Trey Murphy's a beast too, man. I don't know if y'all saw that putback dunk he had off of the Herb Jones missed dunk. He missed one off the heel, and then he had the putback dunk. Like,
I did not.
He's proven that he's much more than just a shooter. Although he's an elite shooter, 5 threes last night, and his range, he has like Page range. Like, he lets it go from the logo. Trey Murphy is coming off the bench now, but as a starter, he's been a monster. He
actually ended up, according to Bucks, where I'm looking at, he ended up 6 of 12 from 3 last night. So, and
6.
The highlight to me too, in terms of just kind of insane, was the Zion Williamson double clutch dunk where he dribbles around the double team. So here your big man is taking 2 guys off the dribble at the 3-point line. Then he jumps from like way outside the paint, and any other human being on the planet could have double clutched that, but would have had to lay it up. And he just kind of, even though he's so big and so thick, he just continued to hang in the air, and he manages to sneak back and dunk it. It was really one of those, like, outlier plays. So, yeah, that's how you set yourself up for extended success in professional sports. It's with multiple outlier drafts. The Pelicans have had that, and they've had it in multiple different ways. They've hit on their first-round picks. They've hit on their late-round picks. And the base of it all, they got, by luck, the transcendent number 1 overall pick. So, what was the age of the guys playing last night? So Zion is Zion year 3 or 4 at this point?
Zion's year 4. I think he's 22.
So Zion's 22. Trey Murphy's year 2. Herb Jones year 2.
Jose year 2.
Alvarado year 2. And then you got Jonas Valanciunas, who is the 5th member of that starting crew. I guess kind of like the Papa Bear of that starting crew.
He's only 30, so
that is
incredibly old.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity.
And while you're praising their draft strategy lately, the undrafted guys that are both on long-term contracts now, Najee Marshall and Jose Alvarado, the youth on this team is going to set them up for a long time, like you said. Very similar to the Saints.
And they have a buy-in. They have a buy-in from the team to be in New Orleans. They enjoy New Orleans. They enjoy the team. And that's big because that hasn't always been the case. You've had stars in the past that tried to get on the first thing smoking out of town.
Yep.
And you don't have that anymore. Now, some of that was the fault of the franchise with the way it was run, but now you have the franchise in place. You have the people in place. You have the ownership. You have the president. You have the GM. You have the coach. The coach is a key portion of that. And now you have people signing extensions and new deals to stay in place there in New Orleans.
And you can tell by watching the television broadcast, it's good vibes in there. Usually in past seasons, you're watching a Monday night game, it's completely empty. But now, regardless of the opponent, they're going out to see the Pelicans, regardless.
And that's during football season,
yes.
too. It will only increase as people start to emerge from this and get more, the more momentum the Pelicans gain, I do think that you will start to see that building midweek with no empty seats eventually. But this is and the thing is, I think it'll be over a course of a few years, right? Because this is a town, it doesn't look like the Saints are going to get good anytime soon. So this is going to be a town that has to kind of learn the rhythm of the NBA season and starting to plan around, hey, look, the Pels play Tuesday night. Let's go to the blender and go check it out. And you're seeing that momentum already starting, and I expect to see it continue. It's crazy. The Pelicans have the 6th best record in the NBA right now. Blessed times.
Missing B.I. for a stretch, CJ for a stretch.
Well, yeah, they've been down everybody at certain points.
Zion
this
for a
year.
stretch.
Yeah, there's been multiple games where, but like y'all talked about, Jake, it's the buy-in, it's the depth, it's everything. This team is a bit of an amorphous blob where whoever needs to step up that night can, and everybody's bought in to doing whatever their role is on the team. So it's a really really fantastic time to be a Pelicans fan. If you've suffered through all of the bad times, to now be here, it almost feels like you have to pinch yourself a little bit. Mario, host of the Flock Up podcast. Anything else before we move on to talk a little 12-team playoff next segment?
Yeah, lastly, hopefully Herb Jones is okay. Looked like he turned his ankle there towards the end, which was unfortunate because the Pelicans were up big. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I do encourage everybody to go check out the write-up I sent in the group chat by Mark Spears. He kind of profiles Herb Jones and how he's humble, low-key, and how that's made him a good fit in New Orleans. You should check it out.
I really want to read that. I've been meaning to get around to that. Excited to check that out. All right, when we get back, let's talk a little college football, a little 12-team playoff. Screw you, Rose Bowl. They have finally bitten the knee. Let's talk about what it means next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to ITI Technical College. iticollege.edu is the site. Go there today and see how ITI can change your life for the better, right? You want a career? Well, ITI is a local, family-owned trade school right here in Baton Rouge, campus right off Airline Highway, that can help you get to that career. In just 2 years, you get that AOS degree, which prepares you for jobs that are relevant to Louisiana industry. And then once you get done, they can actually assist you in getting those jobs. So if you want to change your life for the better, you have the power. All you have to do is get in touch with ITI Technical College. Stop putting it off. Make your dreams happen today. Go to iticollege.edu.
Give admissions a call, 877-591-1070, because we tell you every single day, and it's factual. If you have something going on, they will work with you. Day and night courses to help you out. Fridays off. Check it out, iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Nearly half of children in foster care drop out of school. But you can rewrite that story. Children and youth with CASA and GAL volunteers are more likely to succeed in school. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a life.
Jimmy Ott and Charles Henegriff for the Thursday evening edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're downtown at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar on North facing Town Square. Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. presented by Bet Rivers on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mara, and Taylor coming out with you today. And, well, it is the Christmas season. And, boys, if you're a college football fan, it looks like Christmas is going to come a bit early, as it is official now that the Rose Bowl has finally agreed to stop holding up college football playoff expansion, and we can get into exactly why and how the Rose Bowl was able to do this and wield so much power. But it is official now. The NCAA playoffs in the year 2024, so after next season, will be expanded to 12 teams. So you will never see a weekend as stupid as this one, where the 4 teams that have earned their way into the playoff are now having to put those spots at risk while other teams sit at home and potentially benefit off of sitting at home. I'm very excited about this. It's fantastic. It will most likely be kind of the setup that we've talked about, where your Power 5, your Power 5 champions will be your and then your one Group of 5 champion will be your 6 kind of auto seeds, and wherever you rank, if you're like the SEC champion, you're 6, and the Big Ten champ is 4th. That'll be the seeding, and then you have 6 at-large teams. The top 4 seeds will receive byes. Number 5 through 8 will host on-campus games for the first round.
Love
so that's
it.
very exciting.
Love it.
That means that, that's good financially for the schools. It's a great reward for those that have earned their way to a 5 through 8 seed to be able to get that home gate, have another huge game in that stadium. I mean, how sick would it be, dude, if in the middle of December you had like LSU Clemson? Like, tell me that wouldn't be so tight in Death Valley, the real Death Valley, the one in Baton Rouge. And then after this first round of games, then the rest of the rounds will be played at bowl sites. So this is absolutely fantastic news. The dates have not been quite worked out yet. All the TV kind of minutia has to be figured out in terms of the windows and times of these games, but just ecstatic that the 12-team playoff will now be happening sooner rather than later in 2024.
Yeah, look, you're going to get some fantastic matchups that some you normally would get, some that you normally would never see. And let's look what it would have been like in 2018. The first round would have been number 9 Washington at number 8 UCF, number 12 Penn State at number 5 Notre Dame. It would have been number 11 LSU at number 6 Georgia. It would have been number 10 Florida at number 7 Michigan. So LSU, Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame. Like, sign me up for all of that. And then you get to, it would have been Peach Bowl, Alabama versus UCF, Washington winner. Rose Bowl would have been Ohio State versus Notre Dame, Penn State winner. Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma versus Georgia, LSU winner. Sugar Bowl, Clemson versus Michigan and Florida winner. That's just 2018. That's the first one that I went to. Like, sign me up for all of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's marquee blue blood programs that will be playing each other. Some conference foes, some, have been historic rivals in the past, and now they're finding their way back against each other in the playoffs. And so you're not going to get an argument from me. It's just, it's more football, and you can talk about the regular season doesn't mean as much. Do we all watch the NFL playoffs? Absolutely. It's not going to, in my opinion, take away. It's only going to keep more fan bases interested longer, because LSU fans, right? You lost last weekend. It took away something that was possible getting into the CFP. Under these rules, guess where you're at? Still in the CFP. Like, you're still in the playoff. And so it's going to keep that fan base locked in. It's going to keep teams also from players sitting out. Like, you have players right now from Penn State that have already come out and said they're sitting out the bowl game.
Yeah.
Not now. Not if we had a 12-team playoff, because they would be firmly in that playoff. They'd be at number 8 right now.
Yeah. So they would get to host one of the playoff games in Happy Valley, and especially not if, in the NFL, Jake, you get bonuses if you make the playoff, right? Like, I have to imagine in the age of players being paid that you would work out some sort of bonus payment for players if you make the playoff. Like, right? Like, if you're in the NFL, don't you get paid for making the playoffs?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you're wondering, well, how do you get guys to avoid sitting out? I do think the allure of the championship a lot of the times is enough. But even on top of that, you could actually reinforce it with some literal financial incentive to play the game. So I don't see where the negative is. I don't think it cheapens the regular season. I think it heightens it. Why do you think the NFL's out here expanding the playoff as well? Because the more teams that feel like they are relevant or have a chance deeper in the season, the higher the interest level is of all those respective fan bases. And like we said, LSU would still be like borderline playoff team.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right
Boosters
now.
like, well, you're 14, you're not in the playoff. Booster in the chat, you win, you're in.
Yeah.
That's my point. You're still engaged. You still have that to play for.
Yeah.
Not just an SEC championship, but you would get a spot in the CFP. So even with a tough loss last week, you're still in. 2018, you would have been in with 3 losses. Certainly in 2019, you're in. So I realize where you're at. You're 14 to 12-team playoff, but you win and you're in. So you're still what? Engaged in the season. Not that you're not now, but I'm saying you would be fully engaged. Like, hey, man, we win the SEC. We get into the playoff. Hell, we might host a game if we go get a victory against Georgia. You know.
So JS says negatives more blowout games. I see. Again, I hear that, and I don't think so. Like, yes, will Georgia blow out whoever they play? Likely, but that is just Georgia being the best team in the country. But let's look at what the matchups would be. Like Ohio State versus who would it be? It would be 5 against.
5 against 12.
It would be 5 against 12. Like Ohio State, Washington would be interesting.
The way
Alabama,
Washington's been playing, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Alabama, Utah, Tennessee, Kansas State, Penn State, Clemson. Like the majority of those games are going to be good. And look at USC. Like they're a top 4 seed right now, but USC's defense is such that whoever they play, that will be a good game. Same thing with TCU. So like you're absolutely going to have your Goliaths that are always going to make it feel weighted towards the top. But again, at least you make them earn it more than kind of crowning them and needing them to just show up for 1 or 2 Saturdays and get it done. I will be interested to see long-term how this affects the overall schedule. Like, does this finally get you to move to a situation where you get rid of cupcake games? Maybe you go back to 11 with like a 9-game conference schedule. Do you get rid of conference championships? Conference championships games make a lot of sense in the context of we need to try and decide who the best teams are for for 2 teams to make the Natty or 4 teams to make the playoffs. Conference championships do make less sense when you have 12 teams vying. Now, I don't know how you get rid of it just because the money involved therein. I don't know why, like with the Mercedes-Benz, why Mercedes-Benz want to give up what they're going to have this weekend and all of the money that will be made off of this by everybody.
And the SEC was obviously on the forefront of creating this game. Everyone else has followed suit. So the SEC loves this game. But with conferences going to, divisionless football, like maybe it makes it easier because you can't
Well, it's because you avoid, to me, it's like you avoid the thing that we talked about. If you were already in divisionless football right now in conference champions, like in the Big Ten, you would have Ohio State, Michigan again this weekend. Mm-hmm. And I know that the TVs would love that. Like executives would love that. But I could also just see a world where, you get rid of that game, and then instead you just move straight on to the playoffs, and the TV executives and everybody else still really happy. So there's still a lot of details to figure out, certainly around the edges.
Didn't the ACC confirm they're getting rid of divisions as well?
I believe so. I actually can't remember anymore.
I think they are.
I feel like so many
such a
people have said
preseason
they
conversation.
are.
I know the SEC's come out. It's going to be one conference, no longer have divisions. I believe the ACC, the Pac-12 already did it this year. The Big Ten adding teams in USC and UCLA. I don't know that they've made a commitment one way or the other, but you could see conference championship games go away. Although the money, I don't think they're going away soon because of the money tied to it. But adding extra games, they've always talked about player safety. Even though there's a 24-team playoff in the FCS, they've always talked about that being an issue. So if you go one conference, and then obviously the team that has the best record at the end of that would be your conference champion. But then it becomes another argument about scheduling. Hey, our permanent opponent was, these 3 schools, and they got to play those 3 schools, and we didn't even get to play them, and they're the conference champion. You'll run into a lot of that.
Yeah, so again, I don't know exactly what shape it takes, but I do think, bottom line, this is more good, big-time football games. I don't buy that it's going to be a ton of blowouts. We can continue to talk about that a bit later. But also, it's a much more fair way of finding a national champion. Because imagine that. You will have had to actually earn it by beating all of these teams on the football field. A wonderful, wonderful concept. All right, when we get back, let's do a little Munchies with our guy, Chef Michael Johnson.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just
semifinals in the Prep Football Playoffs, and we get started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Catholic High and John Curtis kick off at 7, and that's immediately followed by the Lake Urgent Care Total Occupational Medicine Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought me some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Right now, it is time for some Munchies with our guy, Executive Chef Michael Johnson. As Chef Johnson is already over there in Atlanta, getting the boys ready to go, fresh off a little Thanksgiving. Chef Johnson, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Morning, guys. How are y'all?
Doing well. Doing well,
Good.
Man. Let's start here. What's been the morale after the disappointment in College Station last week? How's the morale been this week from the boys?
Absolute focus. You know, I mean, from the moment they got on the plane to the first, Sunday when we had brunch, they were talking about Georgia. This is our next thing. So I feel good about it, man. I've been telling people all week I feel good about this game.
So how does this work? SEC championship. You're in Atlanta. You're already down there right now.
Yep.
Are you working with the hotel? Like, how exactly? What are the logistics of making sure that this team still gets all its nutrition and pregame meals and everything?
Yeah, well, as kind of a general sense, the bigger the city, like Atlanta, my job gets a little bit easier because you get more professional staff. This is what they do all year round. You know, like these hotels are huge and they deal with parties much larger than 200 people all the time. So, and these two hotels do this every year for the SEC championship. So they're seasoned at it. So we walk in here feeling confident about it. And we just kind of give them direction and help steer them a little bit. But we don't worry too much about the hotel. We just try to stay focused.
I can't remember, Chef. Does the team get there? Is it a 2-day ahead situation? Is it just the day ahead? I can't remember when we played in that game.
Right?
T, can you remember? Is
I
it
think
Friday?
I think
so. The team
travel
gets there 1 day ahead of time.
For SEC championships, it's as a normal game. They come in on Friday. I think if I remember right, like the Peach Bowl, we came in. Well, actually, I think the Peach Bowl we came in like a week ahead. It was a weird deal. It just depends on where we're going to practice at, I think. But yeah, they're coming in. They're coming in on Friday this week.
Daniel Blunt says #Munchies. Chef, how can I make a better grilled cheese sandwich? I'm in college and I'm poor.
Buy some good bread first of all, and I think it matters with the cheese, right? Like you got to find nice soft cheese. Like I like Gouda, and not just that American cheese that Velveeta or whatever, just because it melts well. And I like a thicker piece of bread that holds the heat in a little bit, like a brioche with egg in it. It just, man, it's kind of firm when it's cold, and then when it gets warm, it gets soft and gooey. And you got to butter the heck out of that bread too. Like both sides of it.
Okay.
So butter the first side, butter both sides, put one side down, and as that hot side comes up, that's when you put the cheese down so that it's melting on it. I also like to throw the cheese, depending on what kind of cheese it is, if it'll tolerate. I'll put the cheese on on the griddle just for a second to warm it up, and then put it on the bread, and it'll make it nice and gooey.
I would love a chef grilled cheese. Oh my god!
What kind of pot do you got? Like, does the pot matter? The pan that you're using, does that matter?
Yeah, I mean it does. At work we have a stainless. That stainless is my preferred go-to when you're doing grilled cheese.
Huh.
Cast iron works pretty well. I don't really like that non-stick stuff because if it's you can do it obviously and it works really well, but non-stick, if it's Teflon and it's flecking away, it's a carcinogen. It can get in your food, and I'm just not a fan of it. So I cook on raw metal.
Yeah, all you need is a good cast iron, dude. You take care of a cast iron, you can cook anything on it.
If it's seasoned well, that's it. It's like, well, I can't say what it's like, but it's smooth. Yeah.
Munchies. Northwestern University doctors. Wait, never mind. This is actually a question for me. Munchies. We're having our first baby next week. Is there any food that I can eat to boost energy levels that aren't full of sugar?
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, what goes in comes out, right, through the milk. So, I mean, and I'm not a mother, but I've had a couple of babies, and fresh is always better, I think. And like juices, if you don't have time to stop and eat, because moms are really busy with new babies, at least getting some fresh pressed juice, lots of variety and color. But fruits and vegetables, I think, are the best because they carry lots of nutrient in them and vitamins and minerals and stuff. But it's kind of interesting, though, because moms have this natural, their bodies kind of tell them what they need, and they'll go in search of it. When my mom was pregnant with me, she had this thing for, like she was constantly going in seek of pickles because, like her body was telling her that she needed to replenish that. And now I'm a huge pickle fan. But
I just knew that you were going to say pork belly. She was just like eating pork belly constantly while you were in her belly.
Hashtag Munchies when roasting a rack of prime rib, low heat then high to finish it, or high heat to sear then low to finish?
I mean, if you know what you're doing, it doesn't really matter. But I like low heat. I like starting off low heat and then finish with the sear. It's just a little bit more controllable. But if you know what you're doing, you can do it either way. It's either this or that. What I do like to do, I will take it and put it on like a flat top at work, and brown it on the flat top and sear it that way before I put it in the oven. Instead of using just dry air, it's a little bit more controllable.
Trent Ritchie says, hashtag Munchies, favorite surf and turf combo, and how do you cook it?
Oh, man, that's tough. Goodness. I just the other day I had a really nice thick cut piece of bison, and I don't know why, but I'm on this bison kick right now. It's a little bit leaner than beef.
Right.
But I would love to have like a big, you remove the spinalis off of the ribeye, and you just have the center cut, and you cut it real thick, like 2 inches thick. And tiger prawn, probably. I'm a huge fan of tiger prawns. I just like the meatiness of it.
How's a tiger prawn?
A tiger prawn?
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest species of shrimp that there is, and I like a tiger prawn. They can be like U1, U2, where there's one or two of them a pound. They're like 8 or 10 ounces a piece.
What?
And they're something to be reckoned with. they're huge, and like obviously medium. I don't know. You can cook them a lot of different ways, grilling them and whatnot. And they tolerate the heat a lot better than the normal shrimp do.
Damn. So your surf and turf would be bison and tiger prawn.
I think today it would be, yeah.
Oh,
all right,
God, dude. We need some of that.
Yeah. Come back in studio. Hashtag
I got some at
Munchies.
the Nutrition Center. Y'all come by.
Hell yes,
Don't tempt me with a good time.
We're cooking it on Sunday.
Damn.
All right, man. T-Bob, can you leave the hospital
I'll
for
be
that?
at women's. No,
Okay.
I will be at women's.
Yeah, I'll eat your portion. Hashtag Munchies, favorite processed food.
I don't think that's the thing. That's an oxymoron.
Come on. You got a guilty pleasure, maybe some Pop-Tarts, something like that?
Funyuns?
I'm sure there is. Yeah, like I'll eat potato chips. That's for sure. I eat potato chips. And like Jelly Bellies, man, I paid $50 for a bag of Jelly Bellies the other day, and I don't touch my Jelly Bellies, man. I'll get serious with you.
It is impressive the way that Jelly Belly can recreate some of those flavors. Hashtag Munchies. How long do you cook your roux? What is the best flour to oil ratio? And do you add any seasoning?
Yeah, I cook my roux long and slow. Like I'll cook it for 7 or 8 hours in the oven, and I bake it. And I'm not in a rush. Lots of people are trying to rush the roux, and that's just not something I do. I love to put the time and energy into it. 1-to-1 oil to flour or fat to flour, whatever you're using, and I take my time with it.
And so when you're baking it, you don't stir. You don't have to stir it or anything because it's like an even cook.
Not as often.
You just leave it in there. How's that work?
We stir it every 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm telling you, when it comes out right, it tastes and smells a little bit like peanut butter, and it's just a superior product. I don't care what anybody says.
What is the temperature of the oven?
350. You can turn it down to 325. Wow. And at that temperature, you can get it done a little bit faster. You don't have to bake it so long, but I'll go down to 275 and take my time with it. Yeah.
Hashtag
at the Nutrition Center. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
At the Nutrition Center, we bake like 5 gallons of roux at a time. So it takes a good amount of time to get that heated up and cook through.
5 gallons?
T-Bob would eat on that for a month.
So like 5 gallons of oil and the equivalent flour?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
Wow.
I have this huge cast iron pot that will fit inside of an oven. I think it's not 5 gallons. I think maybe it's 30 quarts. I can't remember. Yeah. But it's an attractive cast iron pot, and it does the job perfect.
Hashtag Munchies, favorite Jelly Belly flavor?
Man, that's a tough one there. I went into the Houston airport last week, and they didn't have the price tags on the Jelly Bellies, so I just picked up the bag and started filling them up. Yeah. I like Tutti Frutti. I think Tutti Frutti's up there. Okay. Mango, cinnamon, hot cinnamon. Man, those are all good.
As long as you didn't say butter popcorn, we're good.
No butter popcorn.
Butter
no
popcorn
Harry
is
Potter.
good.
That's terrible.
No.
T-Bob.
I will spit a butter popcorn out at you. I promise.
Yeah, I will. I'll throw it at you.
Gosh.
Yeah, it'll
putting
come
it
out
in
of my mouth.
bag.
It'll fire out of my mouth faster than it.
I love butter popcorn too, but not in a jelly bean.
The butter color, the Jelly Belly butter popcorn actually tastes like butter popcorn. It's impressive. It's
like coconut. That's coming out.
Yeah, that's being thrown at T-Bob as well.
Whatever. Screw you. What about watermelon? The watermelon's great.
Yeah, I eat watermelon.
That's good.
I like to mix my own though. I like when you can find a candy store where you can do the mix yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to have the crappy ones in there mixed in that you just waste. Yeah.
I go orange and vanilla and have like a little creamsicle mixture.
See, I like root beer in there too with that.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That might actually be the move. Hashtag Munchies. Ever cook with coffee?
Yeah, I do a coffee rub ribeye. That's one of the best things you've ever eaten, man. And I won't give all the ingredients out, but I watched an episode of Iron Chef one time, and they were cooking with this super fatty Kobe beef, and they were cooking with chocolate, like cocoa powder,
right?
And putting cocoa with coffee, and I mean, it's when you do it right and when you get the ratios correct with the salt and the sugar and everything in there, man, it's a winner. I promise you.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
I have it in my mind etched so I can write it down.
Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU, the man every single week, comes on here and answers all of your Munchies questions in Atlanta, getting it ready for the boys to come in town tomorrow. Chef Johnson, thank you so much as always, man.
Y'all take care.
All right, take care.
Cajun in the chat. My wife likes the butter popcorn. She didn't tell me that until after I married her.
Like sometimes you do things that maybe you don't realize are weird until other people point them out. I kind of get what y'all are getting at now. Like butter popcorn maybe is a bit odd, like coming in the form of a jelly bean, but I've always legitimately really liked them.
Yeah.
Like the butter popcorn Jelly Bellies. And I always thought everybody did. Like until this moment, I've never actually thought about it being weird.
It's very it takes a unique palate, I guess, to enjoy it.
Huh. Interesting. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 2.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota because it's that time of year, and by time of year, I mean it's time for you to get a new Toyota. A great vehicle, Toyotas are. They stand the test of time. Talked about it yesterday, right? We all have that friend that had an old Tacoma that's been around since the early 80s, and old girl still ran like a charm, okay? That's because Toyotas stand the test of time.
Might have had a little bit of a lift on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
a little bit of one.
Maybe like a leveling. Yeah, at some point to try to spruce it up a little bit, yes. You got like a leveling kit and put it on there for sure. But the point is, owning Toyota is great. It's even better when you buy from All-Star and you get to deal with the excellent service, men and women over there and everything else. They're the best. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, if you're still going to Atlanta and you're like, wait a minute, I can rent a Toyota for this price. I don't have to put the miles on my vehicle. Call them today. They've got everything available. So the full fleet is available. If you want something better on gas, if you need something bigger, Sienna, if you need the Sequoia, they've got you covered. Check out those prices. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old margs. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and the crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's Hunt. I'm out Thursday. Mario Jerez piloting the ship. Luke Johnson will join him to talk Saints, maybe some Pels, and of course, he'll get you ready for LSU and Georgia in the SEC championship game. It's Hunt and Hill 1 to 3 on Thursday. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Jake, how you feeling, dude? What are you getting ready to travel to Atlanta tonight? What are the plans? I'm sad that I'm not going to be there. What are you getting into tonight?
Actually going to dinner with PB, Peter Burns, and CD, Chris Doring, my SiriusXM brethren. PB owes me, actually, because when he was in town for the LSU-Alabama game, I took him to Supper Club. Oh, okay. We had a great time. Got a chance to catch up with Shaq there. Shaq was at Supper Club that night. Yeah.
Shaq was randomly at Supper Club?
Well,
and you and PB were there?
It was popping the night before the Alabama game.
Oh, it was the night before the Alabama game.
Yeah.
So that was like Shaq either went to Supper. That was like before Fred's. He was at Supper Club
enjoying a great meal. So yeah, going out with PB because I showed him a good time. Now it's PB's turn. He never has to pony up. So
it's actually not an awful idea for a stocking stuffer. I was getting a lot of crap the other day when I was. I've talked about playing on the show before. I've traditionally not been the best gift giver. I feel pretty good right now. Like you said, I've been more proactive. I was tweeting the other day about if there was any way to get access to kind of your wife's social media algorithm to see what the robots were saying about what you want. But now I think about it, dude, I saw some like supper club gift cards on Instagram. I mean, throw one of those in the stocking, probably be good to go. It's not awful. I think, yeah, hell yeah, dude. I think I just got a little addition.
Well, you owed Caitlin because you went with me and Besh before you took her, and then you took her.
Yeah.
But so you dabbled before, then took her, and
That's
so you
true.
owe her at least one more visit.
Yeah, that's true.
To Supper Club.
That's true. It feels like it'd be great for like a kind of December night too. I can't exactly explain why.
I can feel that.
Yeah, but especially post baby, maybe while the parents are still in town. Huh? You've given me something to think about.
Look at us.
Where are y'all gonna go? Where y'all gonna go tonight? Do you know?
It's on PB. That's what I'm saying. Like I made the plans when he was in town.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so now it's on PB. We'll see if it's messed up. Now, if it was CD, I'd be a little nervous how the night would end. So I'm glad it's PB and not CD. Probably like something he would try to pull. Hey, they got a great buffet. It's like, no, CD, it's not what we're getting into here.
To be fair, the food at Atlanta Gentlemen's Clubs is like obviously world famous, right? We all know about the Magic City wings and what it did to our boy. Who was it Lou Williams?
Lou Williams, yeah. Jack
Harlow
Harlow took a picture with him and exposed him.
I mean, bro, you know that Lou Williams been going to Magic City since. I mean, that man was so big time when he was 15 years old. I think where did he go to? Like, I think he went to. Did he go to North Gwinnett or Norcross? I can't remember, but he was a Atlanta legend when he was coming out of high school, going straight to the NBA. That man probably grew up in Magic City. He just wanted some of his favorite wings.
They named a flavor after him. They have the lemon pepper.
There you go, Sweet Lou's lemon peppers.
Mario knew that way too quick.
That was a whole thing during the pandemic, man.
I know.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Nearly half of children in foster care drop out of school. But you can rewrite that story. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana Loyal. Always.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, December 1st. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 63. You can follow the rest of today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Damn! Got a notification. Price increase on the Hulu TV.
Ooh, I just got one.
All these freaking streaming companies.
Who was it?
I mean,
ESPN Plus, maybe it was. I don't know,
Netflix
somebody.
is constantly jacking their stuff up.
I think ESPN Plus did go up. I got
Yeah,
that email.
$7.99 to $9.99 or something similar. I don't know.
Netflix better be damn thankful that I got kids, because otherwise there would be a 0% chance that I would still be
Stranger Things
paying for Netflix. I would do the thing where I would cancel and then just get it back when Stranger Things the next season came out. Because
if it wasn't for, I think, live sports, I don't know that I would have any type of a cable service. We've had that conversation before.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%.
I literally never channel surf anymore.
No, I cannot tell you the last time that I sat down and watched live television.
That wasn't sports.
No.
Right. Thanksgiving Day Parade, maybe, because I was trying to find something to watch.
It is shocking to me how much my kids enjoyed the Macy's Day Parade. Like, there is something about just little kids and these floats that they are these giant inflatable versions of their favorite characters floating over the city. Like, they just love it. They go crazy over it. Like, they set through all the commercials and everything just to see what float would end up coming down next. It'd be very fun to go to one day, I feel like. Coming up on this hour of OT, we're going to talk to Brody Miller here in about 15 minutes. Obviously, he covers LSU for The Athletic. He'll be in Atlanta this weekend as well. I'm definitely having a little bit of FOMO when it comes to Atlanta. I'd love to be able to go see the boys tonight, get into some shenanigans. It's going to be one of those great weekends where everybody's kind of burning the candles at both ends. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to be missed. Have some beers, or I will miss it. Have some beers for me, Jake.
We'll pour one out for you.
Yeah,
BCD and PB, like right there. Just pour it out for you in remembrance of you almost being there. But I mean, obviously, you've got some massive things coming up that are way more important than a football game. And we certainly won't take a video of us having a good time sending it to you either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
That won't happen at all.
No. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty tight in terms of all-time good weekends that you can possibly experience on Earth. The potential for me, selfishly and personally, to have maybe the best weekend that a human could have by starting with a healthy new child on Friday, then getting treated to the USA advancing to the quarterfinal of the World Cup by beating the Netherlands and getting bragging rights over Rivers again there with her Netherlands getting knocked out. But the USA advancing to the quarterfinal, having a new baby, and then LSU winning an SEC championship Saturday afternoon, all while I'm watching women's hockey. I mean, that would be pretty incredible.
It already started with,
That'd be pretty incredible.
Mexico not making it out of the group for the first time in over 40 years as well.
Is that? Whoa, I missed that. I saw somebody asking if Danny was wearing all black today in morning.
He's not even here. How about that week? Mexico doesn't advance. He doesn't even show up for work.
Yeah.
Sad.
Didn't even show up. He just stayed at home. No, to be clear, Danny is already in Atlanta.
Putting out thirst traps on Instagram.
Getting everything set up. Is that what he did?
Oh, he had 2 last night.
Of what?
Just his food, whatever
Danny
place
food
he
and
was at.
drink?
Yep, food and wine.
Him and Bo doing some fine wining and dining.
Yeah, but was Bo with him?
I'm sure.
You know, Danny likes to go solo on these type of
Danny
trips.
is a solo man.
Nah, man, I'm expecting some Bo and Danny content from Atlanta.
I'm going to make it so uncomfortable.
Are you joking, Mari, or are you serious though?
I'm halfway serious.
I mean, I want to be a fly on the wall for the Bo and Danny conversations and them hanging out. But like I see Danny going into Atlanta like a wolf on the prowl, solo dolo, and just
Bo doesn't want to hang either. I've roomed with Bo at the Heisman ceremony. I roomed with Bo. He ain't trying to hang out.
Well, no, he wants to be up at like 4 a.m., make sure
Exactly.
everything's good to go and all set up and everything. Yeah. Now, Bo might go skate
I'm
a
going
little
to
bit. He might go find a good place to skate.
I'm going to force Danny to hang out at least one time in Atlanta.
But see, Danny would definitely want to hang out with you and PB and CD and everything. He would get a kick out of that. He would feel very cool. And who knows, you may actually be cool enough to end up on Danny's Instagram story. Maybe. You might pass the sniff test. I think in Doring, Danny probably sees a role model, right? Someone to try to emulate as he gets older. Doring's still in great shape. He's got way bigger arms than Danny. He also skips leg day. He is living the older single man's dream in terms of still dating whichever women that he wants to. It just feels like in Doring, Danny has someone to aspire to in a lot of ways. So I would love to see them hang out.
Danny's going to see what he's looking like at 49 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. Okay, well that'll be a lot of fun. I'm trying to think about where.
Champ says a wolf on the prowl solo bolo. Wolves are pack hunters and often starve to death solo.
Is that true? Why do we think about where does the term lone wolf come from then? I mean, I feel you. Like, I know that wolves are pack animals. I'm more curious now. Wolves are pack animals, and you have your alpha and everything. But where does the term lone wolf come from? Because when we talk about a lone wolf, we don't talk about it being a bad thing, right? When you call somebody a lone wolf, it's not like they're soft or easily able to be taken advantage of. No, a lone wolf is somebody that you generally do not want to mess with. So maybe it's like if you're a lone wolf that has made it, then you're more badass because you've gone against all of your natural genetic programming and everything else to succeed where everybody else has failed.
The use of lone wolf can be traced to popular fiction. Lone Wolf appeared in H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man, published in 1897.
Oh, wow. I would not have expected that. So what you're telling me is that there may be no actual real-life evidence as to a lone wolf.
What it feels like.
Nicole Silwad says there are lone wolves that got kicked out of the pack and have to survive alone. Imagine that. You're never alone when you gamble with DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code Baton Rouge. Great deals. Like we said, you can play all the sports. Jake, you playing USA? You going a little USA money line?
Oh, 100%.
Just pure belief? Why not? I mean, why not?
I believe that we can win.
Yeah.
Without question. Was it plus 310?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, you're not going to take that bet?
I believe yesterday was the number. Soccer lines aren't like basketball and football odds here in the States. They typically kind of settle where they're at unless there's like a major injury that happens maybe in training. So let me see if I can find the number. Plus 330.
Okay.
So it's even higher than I thought.
Is that like, what's the LSU money line? Oh, I want an idea of who's the actual bigger underdogs here to put this into perspective.
Oh, I think it would definitely be
LSU.
Yeah, for sure. Plus 650.
Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about the USA, boys. That means the USA's twice as likely or has a double the chance to win the game on Saturday than maybe LSU does. Okay.
Yeah, the U.S. has somewhat similar odds to North Carolina beating Clemson. About the same, around the 300.
I don't. Okay, we're gonna back that up. I don't like that as much. That made it feel worse. I was feeling good a second ago. That made it feel worse. But Drake May's pretty good. I mean, Drake May is pretty awesome.
Clemson just lost to Spencer Rattler in South Carolina, although they're playing much better. I mean, North Carolina, Drake May had some moments. Lost the last 2 games, but
either way, you want to gamble on all of this, all the games championship weekend, you want to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
All right, look, let's go ahead then and go to break because we got a couple guests coming on. I'll talk to Brody Miller next. And then we got my co-host on Snaps, the Volume Sports college football podcast. You catch it every single day. We'll be live on YouTube later day, 1 to 2. Also sub to the pod. We got Aaron Murray, Georgia great, Georgia Bulldog, a man who has played in this game a couple of times, coming on at 9:30.
Didn't win it.
Talk that ish to him.
I don't think. Maybe. I don't think he did.
No.
Yeah.
No, they had that.
T-Bob's got 2. I've got 1, buddy.
Yeah.
We love you.
They had a heartbreaking loss to Alabama last time.
5-yard line ish.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely brutal. All right. When we get back, let's talk to Brody Miller, OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to geauxroof.com, geauxroof.com. What does that spell, Gal? Go Roof. Could you guess that they're local? I mean, would something tell you that Go Roof is local? Okay, because they are. They're from the community. That's why it's GEAUX, and that's why all they care about is making sure that the community's roofing needs are taken care of. Okay, that's why they give you the free professional estimate. They show up to your home, let you know exactly what's going on. You then make a fully informed decision about what you want to do next. And look, if you can put off if you can put it off till later, or maybe it's a big job that needs to be worked on immediately. Like, you get all those answers for free, then you make that decision. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured, because of course they are. But what I love, speaking of giving you peace of mind, the 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. 927-8300, Go Roof.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Week 13 in the NFL. Our coverage starts Sunday at 10 a.m. with Magnolia Bluffs Football Sunday with Jimmy Ott, immediately followed by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tennessee Titans at noon, right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Bro, welcome back, OTB. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Getting ready for a little SEC championship. Very excited to talk to our guy, Brody Miller. Has a great write-up right now on The Athletic with, why am I blanking? Brody, is it Seth Emerson who covers UGA?
Yes, it is.
So they have a great conversation right now. You go check out on theathletic.com where they're kind of talking about this matchup from all the different angles. We went deep in hour number one, Brody, looking at everything, and I don't know that, it's just, it's 17.5 points. It's everything. It's a tough hill to climb, for sure. When Georgia is on defense, they have looked, there hasn't really been breaking the armor this season, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at the game log, there's no game to look at in which you can be like, oh, okay, if you can manage to emulate that, then maybe you can have some success, because they played all different kinds of offenses and none of those offenses have managed to break through. When you talk to Seth, is there anything about that Georgia defense that he fears, or like something that he thinks LSU could maybe do to have success?
The quick answer is not exactly,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really think so. I think that's what's almost so impressive about what Kirby Smart has really done there these last, 7 years or so, is that, he has a team that can adjust and beat you kind of however they need to, I mean, I remember going into the Tennessee game, there was so much talk, and David Oven did his great, talking to every coach about Tennessee, Georgia, and everyone was like, I don't know about this Georgia secondary. I think they're going to get beat, and then Georgia secondary honestly, was the star of that game and just annihilated Tennessee's receivers and, that spread scheme and just like we're following them on crossing routes and all that all day with no issue. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, secondary is not a weakness. And I think what's tough for LSU when you look at this matchup is like, I think LSU's offense is pretty solid, but everything they do well, Georgia just seems well built to neutralize, right? It's like, okay, LSU is like the number 5 rushing success rate in the country. They have a good run game. Well, Georgia's even better in those metrics on defense, and they have the kind of D-line in front 7 that can just really make life, brutal for you in the run game. And okay, Jaden Daniels, that's probably LSU's main hope is being able to just let him make plays, right? Let him kind of do some stuff with his legs. And one, he's banged up, which he's going to play, I'm sure, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to be 100% Jaden Daniels. But also, Georgia's the rare team that has the bodies to actually keep up with him. And I think one thing Steph gave really good insight on, I think, was, and he used the Hendon Hooker example, but Georgia's really good at, it's not like just like having a QB spy, it's containing the pocket. It's building a really good pocket where he can't run around. And I think that is worth pointing out because not every team can do that, but to actually, with 4 men control a pocket, and I think Georgia can. So I think there's just a lot of, and then the last thing is, LSU, how did they finally turn the corner this year? Jaden Daniels trusting his receivers to win one-on-ones because it is one of the best receiving corps in the country. Well, I don't know if you're just able to go win one-on-ones against Georgia's secondary. So obviously, like LSU is a 5-star talent team. Like they have the ability to make this game and play great and all that, but there is no clear weakness. That is the truth.
Brody, I want to ask you about the other side of the ball. We talked a lot about it in the show, LSU's defense versus Georgia's offense. And Georgia's offense, they might not have all of the star power that, like, say, a Tennessee does, but they have some unique matchups. Like when you look at Brock Bowers, when you look at Ladd McConkey and what he can do in the slot, and obviously you're really good at Darnell Washington at the tight end position as well with the physical freak. How do you see LSU matching up with those players? Because Brock Bowers, he's a tight end. He's tight end size. He's really strong, but he runs routes like a receiver. Ladd McConkey is that classic slot receiver that can route you up and get open. How do you think LSU, how do they match up with that? Who do you see maybe on Brock Bowers? Who do you see on a Ladd McConkey?
Yeah, it's so tough because, and I'm curious your guys' thoughts on this as well. It's not like on this side of the ball there's an area that I look at and think LSU can't match up. Like, yeah, LSU's D-line can hang in there with, most of the lines in the country. And, LSU's DBs, as much as we thought it would be a weakness, I think as long as Jarek Bernard-Converse is healthy and you have those safeties where they should be, they have done pretty well and held their own. And, of course, the Perkins and basketball element of it. But it's like the tough part is that's true, but Georgia's better at all of those things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's kind of hard. And that means that LSU's totally capable of shutting that down. But it also just means when you're really handicapping it, I think Georgia should be a heavy favorite there. Yeah, in terms of matching up, it doesn't seem like LSU's really gone with much, shadowing with corners and whatnot. It's kind of more, stick to the scheme and whoever's there is there. It's kind of what I've gotten. I think Kelly gave an interesting answer that, like, you can't try to just man up, those tight ends, Brock Bowers, Darnell Washington. You have to, so I expect a good bit of zone and whatnot. But Jacob, as we talked about, I think the other day, the one kind of interesting hope, and I'm not saying, like, I think LSU wins this matchup because I don't think anyone in the country does, but LSU does have bodies that are pretty versatile, athletic, but physical bodies, right? They have, they have 3 different guys that have started games at both corner and true free safety this year. Yeah. And Bernard-Converse, Brooks, and of course Jay Ward. And they have just a lot of guys like that who, that helps with covering these tight ends because they are coverage guys, but very physical. I mean, Jay Ward and Greg Brooks like hitting people in the box. And I think that helps. And Harold Perkins is not where you want him to be in coverage yet, but still, like, he was put on this earth in theory to be able to guard tight ends just physically and all that. So there are totally ways, but it's just an uphill battle.
Brody, you're a bit of a foodie. You like cool spots whenever you go to the city. What do you got on the docket for Atlanta, man? What are you thinking?
Well, okay, the boring answer is Superica is just a really great, like, Mexican, like, fajitas kind of place, and I would like to go there if it works out. But another one that I really missed, I went in 2019 just, like, on a whim in Atlanta, like, right across from the Hyatt we all stayed at, and it was called White Oak, and it, like, was unbelievable. And I think I ended up looking them up after, and they won a bunch of cocktail awards and stuff, which is cool. And I remember having a blackberry sage old-fashioned that blew my mind. That I'm not like a, hey, give me the fruity version of this cocktail guy. Like, if anything, I'm probably a snob about stuff. And I'm like, no, this was perfect. No notes. I couldn't. And then I had it like it was like a sorghum braised short rib that just was perfect. So I want to go back and see if it was as good, because I don't want to be full throttle on the hype train of it. But White Oak is my other man. That was fantastic, right in downtown.
Talking to Brody Miller here at Brody A. Miller on Twitter. Brody, some big college football news in general as the Rose Bowl finally capitulated. 12-team playoff now coming down the pipeline by 2024. Still have to figure out exactly all of the details. Do you okay, well, I don't know. I don't want to speak for you. Are you in favor of the 12-team playoff?
First off, great use of capitulate. I'm here for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was very anti. I am so at first.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's why I wasn't sure. I could see, yes. So
Yeah,
you
no,
were
so
anti-12 team.
yeah. I was at first. I was anti any expansion at first, because I am such a not a traditionalist, but what makes college football better than the NFL is that every week matters, and that that 7-4, 6-5 game against Mississippi State or something matters, and you care, and that's what I didn't want to ever lose. But Andy Staples done a really good job talking about it. But in general, I have been convinced that the 12-team playoff actually but makes that stuff better in college football. I really do believe that. One, it makes conference championships actually matter again, which means that, okay, say it's one of those years where the Pac-12 is down and it's 9-3, 9-3, you still are following that race, and you have to give it, you have to care. And I think the best thing about it is, so first off, you have to, because you want that bye. Conference championship is not a joke like it is, this weekend, if we're being honest. Also, I think it's better for college football. Not the boring, more teams are in. That's kind of lazy, but it's the idea that, now the number 8 team versus the country versus number 16, that's a playoff game. That's two teams still. And that's my favorite part of college football, if I'm being honest. I mean, I love a 2 versus 3 matchup, sure, but I love watching UK Ole Miss in week 6 or whatever week that was, and it was 15 versus 16 or something. That's what I love. And I love that that's now part of the playoff, and those teams are fighting for that. And of course, the way that it helps the G5 get in. So I'm here for it. And obviously, and also the dumbest argument, I'm really going on about this, I apologize, but the dumbest argument to me is 1 versus 4 already gets whooped every year. So why would we want this? And it's if 1 versus 4 gets, is a blowout every year, why would this change that? If anything, it reduces it, because it's okay, now 4, or 5 is playing 12, and you get more good football games before that blowout, even if you believe it'll be a blowout. So I want more good football games. I want the regular season to matter, and I think this helps all of that.
Let's get one question in about things that really matter, speaking of football, and that's the football happening in Qatar. You and you and I, it's not Qatar, it's Qatar. You and I caught up on Tuesday morning before the USA-Iran match. USA 1-0, victorious.
Yeah, how'd you do during it? Yeah.
Oh, my God, Brody. I was on air for the second half, and thank God I had, on Tuesdays, we have 2 co-hosts. I have Bobby Carpenter and Colt McCoy, because they were doing the heavy lifting. I had it on my iPad. I didn't talk for
Jake
9 straight minutes.
Dude.
I'm
Jake
just imagining you answering a benign question, but you're reacting to a soccer moment. You're just the O-line.
No, we watched the game at City Slice last Friday, the USA-England game, and Jake did not talk for 90 minutes.
That's true.
He just stands there with his arms crossed and looks very stressed out.
I'm
the
more
entire
of a talk
time.
through it guy.
Yeah.
I'm in a stream of consciousness every thought in my mind.
Right.
But I respect that stuff.
I'm performative. I just like to sit there and yell and scream and be happy. Yeah, exactly.
I had someone.
Screw you.
This is factual. I had someone come up to me at City Slice and ask if T-Bob had Tourette's. That really happened because of the way he was just randomly yelling out things.
I know T-Bob tried getting into Wolves at one point, but T-Bob being a soccer fan would be so good for the brand.
It would.
He would play it up so hard. He would have fun with it. the culture fits college football. I think you need to get back into it, T-Bob. I know you have kids, but I don't care.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, we had one of the owners of West Ham on the show.
Yeah.
If he can't start liking EPL soccer after having an owner on the show, I don't think we're going to get him there.
Look.
Yeah.
Everybody back off. Okay, how did this come about me? Okay, the bottom line, USA is going to beat the dog crap out of the Dutch this weekend.
I mean, I don't think I like our chances to just win outright, but I feel like I've never been more sure a game is going to extra time because obviously Dutch have a really good defense, but and Cody Gakpo's awesome, but their offense has not been creating chances how you'd want them to. It has been pretty strained. So I'm this, and by the way, that's exactly how I feel about the United States to an extent. We can't finish, and I'm I think this is going to be a really tough, ugly, entertaining but non-scoring 0-0, 1-1 game. And yeah, probably Dutch have the advantage, but we're totally in this, I think.
I think so as well. They're not so Belgium, when you look at them, and De Bruyne was right, they're probably too old to win this tournament. They're out of their golden age. Netherlands aren't as far back as Belgium, I think, but I don't think they're in their golden age. I mean, their better years were ahead of them, and so I think they're in that middle point of it's going to be completely different next cycle. They have players that can still play, but I don't know. This young team doesn't know any better for USA, and the Netherlands has seen better days, so maybe that's an advantage for US.
Look, man, I've always said
I actually feel like I could say we have more attacking punch than the Dutch do, which is shocking.
Wild to say.
Yes.
Look, I've always said it. I hate cycling. I hate tulips. I hate canals. I hate laws that allow all drug use. I have always hated the Dutch, okay, for hundreds of years now, since I was born. I've always hated all of these things, so I'm so glad that we finally get a chance now on the world's biggest stage to knock their ass out of the playoff and send them back to their swamps from whence they came. I hate windmills, too.
I love that.
Hate all of them.
I always hated windmills. What do they do? I don't get it. I actually don't get what windmills do.
Don't get it
literally
either.
Don't.
Yeah. If you've ever driven through the state of Kansas, what do all these things do? Why are they here? Why are they spinning?
And if somebody tries explaining to me, I'm hanging up because I don't want to know either.
Yeah. Just call me Bob Quixote, okay? Because we're about to charge that windmill this weekend. All right, Brody, you have a great day, man.
You too, guys. Take care.
All right, when we get back, let's talk to Aaron Murray, Georgia legend, as we're going to make fun of him next here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to Riverlands Insurance. Yeah. Okay, Albemar's Wine in the chat says windmills kill eagles. Yeah, it's pretty messed up, windmills. Okay.
Yeah, those are endangered.
I guess I actually do like windmills. It's like a source of clean energy. That doesn't matter. I hate the Dutch. I love Riverlands Insurance and my guy Thomas email. And if you need to save money with your insurance, be it home insurance, auto insurance, business insurance, any type of insurance, Thomas is your answer. Jake will give you the cell phone number. You call up Thomas. He asks for a couple pieces of information, and then he does all the heavy lifting. He shops around. He gets the policies that will save you and your family money. Go to Riverlands Insurance. Jake, give him the number.
225-206-1517. 225-206-1517. But we always tell you, no matter where you're listening, Shreveport, New Orleans, certainly in Baton Rouge, Alexandria, wherever you are listening, we are talking to you throughout the state of Louisiana. Thomas can help you. He can help you today. He will pick up that phone call, 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
A third of youth who grow up in foster care are homeless 18 months after aging out of care. But you can rewrite that story. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I'm Wheels Up to Atlanta. Musso will host the show. All of our Thursday regulars, 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The mood is right, the spirit's up, we're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, the feeling's here.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Getting Aaron Murray on the phone right now. We got Aaron. All right, let's do it. Well, it's that time. Talking to that old bum. A man who walks around as an adult, father of 2 now, barking at other adults. Who does that? Weirdos. People who are dealing with mental issues. And Aaron Murray. SEC legend, Georgia great. Aaron, what's going on, bro? That's so stupid. So unbelievably stupid. Aaron, are you? Are you?
I don't think I've
ready?
ever heard Aaron actually do that, but he did it really well.
See, I was about to say that's an awful.
No, I
bark.
thought it was good, Aaron. You did well,
Even
bud.
as weird as it is for an adult human to be barking at another adult human, that's not even a good bark.
Aaron, that was good.
I appreciate it, Hester. I appreciate it.
So Jake's always done some work with Aaron. Now, me and Aaron do work together as well. We host Snaps, College Football Podcast, Volume Sports Network. In fact, we'll be recording the Best Bets a little later today to release on Friday, and then we'll be live at 1 p.m. Central this afternoon. Aaron, how you feeling, man? Probably feeling pretty fat and cocky, huh? Feel like your Bulldogs just going to roll to a victory this weekend.
I'm feeling fat and cocky, and the more I watch and read and talk to players and this, that, and the other, the better I feel. Not just about the win, but that crazy 18.5-point number, too. I I was kind of early in the week, like, man, listen, First Boys, I love LSU. I think LSU is a great team. You know how much I like Brian Kelly. Just super impressed with what they've done this year. I just think there's a lot of factors right now heading into this game that, to me, it's hard not to feel good about not only winning but covering that 18. I think it's up to 18 points right now. So that may be one of my locks of the week, T-Bob, later. Just going to throw it out there right now.
Wow, Georgia to cover the big number. Now, I'm seeing this idea out there, Aaron, that Georgia players are motivated because they haven't won the SEC since 2017. Obviously, last year it's the only thing that kept them from a perfect season. You say you've been talking to players. What is it then that has you feeling so confident that they will cover such a large number?
Well, so I was talking to Chris Smith last night, and Chris is crazy. I mean, this is just where Georgia is as a program now. This will be Chris's fourth game in the SEC championship. Fourth game. It's crazy. You know, we were always lucky just to get one. We were fortunate we got two, but now it's just like every year it feels like Georgia's going to be in Atlanta playing for SEC championship, and he hasn't won it. So this is for him as a leader, the guy that's been there, guy that's playing this game ultra focused. Hey, we want to go out there and do our thing. We got caught sleepwalking last year, and listen, I was on every radio show in Atlanta, every show in general, just screaming and yelling at Georgia fans like, we're the better football team. This is an opportunity to slay that dragon. This is an opportunity to get the monkey off your back. Stop being a little, B-I-T-C-H. Go out there with your chest up, and you walk into Mercedes-Benz knowing that you're the better team. You're gonna win the football game. And we got humbled. We got humbled in a big, big way. So I think that still is resonates with the football team and Kirby, and they're not going to take LSU for granted. Because like I said, they know LSU's a good team. And Chris said when I talked to him, he's like, man, they got some studs. Jaden's a stud. The receivers are a stud. We know defensively we have to play a great game. And obviously offensively, this is a team that, has to stay focused because they've had some issues on that side of the football and lack of explosive play. So I just think they're going to be a motivated team, a determined team, a team that wants to make sure they're number one heading into the playoffs. And I feel very confident if I'm a Georgia fan and a Georgia player right now.
Aaron, is it true? I know you're very close to the Georgia program. I was reading reports that Kirby Smart has been talking behind closed doors about how thankful he is that Ed Orgeron isn't walking through those doors. Given that Ed Orgeron used to make it a yearly tradition to beat the hell out of Kirby Smart. Is this true? Can you confirm this?
This is most likely true, even though I would be far more intimidated by what Brian Kelly's doing is going to do at LSU than Ed Orgeron enjoying life there on the beach in Miami. But listen, Kirby's both. This is I would say two of the top five coaches in America. Two of them. Kirby's probably still two behind Nick Saban, and I would say Brian Kelly's hovering right on that 5 spot. So, game plan-wise, big moment-wise, I would feel very confident for both fan bases. It's just LSU, they've exceeded expectations. There's no doubt about it. They just don't have the depth right now. That's the problem. Like you guys know, late in the season, depth is critical. I mean, how healthy are you? How good do you feel? Can you rotate guys at the line of scrimmage? Can you rotate guys on the back end? And obviously, Jaden, I'm sure you guys have hit on it a bunch. What is his status going to be come Saturday? Because as an outsider watching this football team this year, if Jaden can't run and can't be explosive, I don't trust the running backs to be consistent. And I would love it if I'm a defender for Georgia to know that, hey, we can sit back in 2 high safeties and think that he's going to win the game with his arm. Is just not going to happen. He has to be a guy that threads you running the football. If he is healthy, though, I do think they can make it a more competitive game and possibly cover that big spread.
And if you were game planning against this Georgia defense, because we tried to do it earlier, we tried to look at the box score, see who had some success against this Georgia defense, and there's just not a lot out there. Florida had some. No. Anthony Richardson hit a couple of deep shots. He had over 270 throwing the football, but nobody's gone in there and really had a lot of success. How do you think LSU is going to try to attack Georgia's defense, though?
Well, you have to take shots. I think, and I said this before the Tennessee game for the Volunteers, you are not going to beat Georgia, and you're not going to score points on Georgia if you think you're going to drive the ball for 10-plus plays and 5-plus minutes. Like, you're going to either mess up along the way, or Georgia's defense, which has been tremendous in the red zone, is going to force you to field goals. I think for LSU, the thing is we have to know and we have to take our shots when we do get man-to-man coverage. When Georgia rotates a safety in the box, if they want to play some press on the outside, you got to take some shots down the field. And I think as soon as you get anywhere near the 50-yard line, so I would say between the 40 and the 40, it's, hey, we got to go for it. We got to take a shot in the end zone. We got to throw a post. We got to throw a go ball. Because if, like I said, it's unrealistic to think that, hey, we're going to have 5 drives or 4 drives that are going to be, like I said, 5+ minutes, 12+ plays, and we're going to be able to put 7 points on the board. That's not going to happen. This is a defense that gave up 10 points per game last year. It's a defense giving up 11 points per game this year. It's been super stingy inside the red zone. Take some shots. Pick your spots, take some shots, and understand when you have that one-on-one, you just got to go for it. You got to go for it. You have to go for the big ball. And Tennessee missed some shots. Like, if you go back and watch the game versus Hendon Hooker, they missed 2 shots down the field that they found the coverage. They got the one-on-one, and usually he connects on them, and he missed those. If he would have been able to hit at least one of them, may have swung momentum in the other direction. So we'll see if LSU can connect.
Pick your spots, take some shots, and read your hots. That's going to be the key for Jaden Daniel coming up this Saturday. Aaron, for those that don't know, congrats. Aaron also just had a new child, welcomed in a little daughter. How is, as I sit here less than 24 hours away from a newborn baby, how is the newborn phase going?
Hester, I just hope you have been given T-Bob ultimate crap this week for not wearing the pants in the family and not getting the event, the birth, to be moved back to next week. I mean, how the guy has no faith at LSU.
Zero faith. How about that?
The day before.
Thinking there was no way.
You're going to be there. I know Hester's going to be there. Hester had faith LSU was going to make it.
Yep.
T-Bob obviously is not a true Tiger. I'll say it right now. LSU is not a true Tiger.
Okay.
No faith in his alma mater.
That's right.
And it's unbelievable that you will not be in Atlanta with Hester and I watching this great SEC performance.
Well, you should be
well
thankful.
said. Well
Because every time I've gone to Atlanta, playing or watching, I've watched LSU beat Georgia's ass in the SEC championship again. So you should be thankful that I'm not. What are you going to do? And that's also not true because I saw them kill us in like 04 or 05.
I was part of that team.
Yeah, that was miserable.
Yeah, DJ shot me.
Aaron, what is on the docket? Where are you going to take Hess and the boys out to this weekend?
Hess, when you get in town, by the way, are you today or you tomorrow?
I get in tonight. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe the Sirius XM crew can go grab some cocktails tomorrow night. Find a spot to watch the USC game. There we go.
That's it. We've already found it.
Watch the petite Trojan boys.
Yep.
Punch their ticket to the playoffs.
Aaron get punched in the mouth again by Utah.
Aaron was with me on the petite Trojan boys, and then
First
like
all,
you, he bailed for UCLA. And now I had to allow him back onto the bandwagon. Although he chose Notre Dame last week with the 4.5, he bailed once again. You're the fakest petite Trojan boy out there.
I don't want to be one.
I did not bail on the Trojans. I just picked Notre Dame to cover. That is completely. That's like. Dude. This is why I always have to be so careful, like picking spreads when Georgia plays, because anytime I pick a team that cover the spread versus Georgia, fans go crazy on me, like, you have no faith in the dogs. You're not a true dog. I'm like, I'm not saying Georgia's going to win, but like to say like last week versus Georgia Tech that they're going to win by 35 points, that's a lot of damn points.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points. Like, I'm sorry, but, I'm trying to make some money over here to pay for some diapers. So I'm going to,
diapers so damn expensive.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Well, okay, here's the deal. We're going to have, that's the point. You didn't make money though. But that's fine. I'm your bookie. Send me your bets. We'll get them in. We got snaps coming up later today. Aaron, I'll talk to you in a couple hours.
All right, boys. Appreciate it. See y'all.
Aaron Murray, SEC record holder, unless Will Rogers sticks around for another year, unfortunately there. All right, when we get back, let's go out and close out the show.
OTB, OT.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, the best dealership right there of Airline Highway. The All-Star family's so nice. I joined it twice. Really exciting now with a third child on the way. Going to be switching it up. The Camry lease is up. And so it's time to get into a new vehicle, be it a Sequoia or something maybe with just a bit more room. Like the Camry was great with 2 kids. I don't think I can get 3 car seats in that back. Or you could, but it's maybe not ideal. But the point is, all the selection, everything I need, it's all there at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, we tell you about all the things you can do over there. Certainly if you're buying new, you can do like T-Bob. You can customize whichever vehicle you decide, right? If it's the minivan, truck, midsize, full-size SUV, whatever it is, you can customize it. Also, we tell you about the rentals. If you're heading over to Atlanta, if you need something bigger for the holidays, go check out the per-day rental prices. We tell you about every single day because they are great prices. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Professional golfers John Peterson and JJ Colleen answer all your golf and life questions inside the new Drop Biscuit Studios podcast for the people. Download or subscribe today at dropbiscuit.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
As a community bank, B1 Bank invests in relationships with the people and businesses we proudly represent. Our B1 bankers are here to help simplify the complicated, understand your needs, and make managing your finances easier. At B1 Bank, we offer an array of solutions to help simplify your transaction needs. B1 Bank, one highly personal banking experience. Visit us online at b1bank.com for more information.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Jimmy Ott and Charles Henniger for the Thursday evening edition of Game Time presented by Bet Rivers. We're downtown at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar on north facing Town Square. Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. presented by Bet Rivers of 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Merry Christmas, happy holiday. Merry Christmas, yeah. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy holiday.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Time for a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Coors Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Jake, do you have the chat pulled up? My computer's freezing.
I can pull it up right now. I don't see anything just yet here. But I do want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How are you taking in the Pac-12 championship game with your USC team in it on Friday? You've got US playing the Netherlands on Saturday morning. You got the SEC championship game on Saturday night. I mean, are we going to be watching this in the hospital room? Are we going? Is it going to be phone with AirPods in?
No,
how are we taking it in?
I was thinking about sneaking out of the hospital and just going to a bar or something. Just leaving the wife in there with the baby. No, everything will be pods and laptop, pods and phone. Like I said, though, I have very fond memories of, I remember when my firstborn watching like some key Pelican playoff chase games down the stretch. I had like little Anthony Davis baby jersey on her as we were watching together. So, it'll be, I'll just be watching in women's. I love women's, dude. Those little rooms you stay in are like a little mini apartment. Like they're actually great. So it's going to be a nice little 3-day getaway. Of course, easy for me to say that. I'm not the one actually having to have the baby. Do remind you, go to Page Plus Urgent Care. If you're feeling awful like I've been all week, that's where I went to go ahead and get tested for flu and COVID, thankfully, both of which were negative. But you need to get in and get better for life's unexpected moments. You want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Scott Dice says, ask the bench, best personal experience in Atlanta for T-Bob and Jake.
07 was...
Go check out the Claremont Lounge.
07 was pretty fascinating as far as football games. Claremont Lounge, I hadn't thought about that in a long time. 07 was because like all the circumstances going into that game, and Les was going to go to Michigan. Flynn missed that game. Peralou had to come in.
John the Xenon pick six.
We had to come together as a team. I mean, including Sean Jordan and I having to call some of the plays in the huddle, which was a very unique experience for us. And so, like, all the things surrounding that game, and to win that game, even though we thought we blew our chance at the national championship, it felt good knowing that you were SEC champs, which is the second best thing you can do in college football.
All right, y'all. I love you. I'm probably not going to see you on air here for a little minute. So I will see you all on the other side. Of course, I'll be on Twitter and whatnot, so you see me there. But I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Go Tigers!
OTB, OT.
Beat the hell out of Georgia. And Jake, I hope you and everybody else travel safe today.
Sir.
Getting to Atlanta. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger and better like you used to back in the day. Go to Rejuve Me, let them draw your labs, see where your body's deficient, and let them put together a plan for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not. Rejuve Me will get you to where you want to be. And again, you do upkeep on everything else in your life, your car, your computer, whatever. Why not on your freaking body? Okay? Ask about the metabolization optimization while you're in there. Rejuve Me Medical.
RejuveMeMedical.com is the website. You can find a full list of conditions they can help you with. Also, give them a call. Let them know what you have going on, and they're going to get you on a plan for success. 225-230-4201 is that number, and there's nothing to be nervous about. It is an easy process. They're going to help you feel better. Again, RejuveMeMedical.com.